The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Real Figures. This is episode number 45. My name is Omar V. Back with another episode, man. Bringing you the latest action figure toy news of the week. And how's everybody doing tonight, man? Took a little break last week. Unexpected break, but man, it's like I always say, it's like sometimes when you're doing this type of show, you're like at the mercy of the content of like the toy companies actually showing stuff. So it wasn't too much getting shown off last week, and it was stuff that I could kind of rehash this week. So yeah, I hope hope people find their way back and stuff. Tune in because yeah, we got a pretty awesome show. Taking a look at some Conan figures, multiple Conans going up all the time. So it's hard to keep track of them. GI Joe, we have some GI Joe stuff to look at. If you guys are an MMPR fan, we got this awesome project to take a look at also. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything, man. Some 1/6 action for people. But yo, like always, I'll go through my hauls and stuff, and then I'll say what's up to the chat as more people kind of slide in here. I actually got some stuff from HLJ, man, stuff that I had kind of piling up in there. So I ended up going for this Max Factory Figma Alice Nike. I don't know much about Nike, but me likey. This figure's freaking awesome, man. She just like pops, bro. Like that pink that she has on her is just fucking fresh. The paint on this figure is like awesome. I kind of don't want to move it around too much just because it's like, I don't know, it's super glossy and stuff. It's nice. But I don't know. It's also a Figma. I like I always say, like these little bent knee accessories you could just kind of slot in, kind of have like a perfect seamless like band right there. I like that stuff. Like that stuff is cool. But then the back of the knees, they do have like these ugly ball joints sometimes. So I don't know. Figma, I don't know, bro. We're gonna take a look at a Figma today where I feel like they cook Bandai, man. And then also 1000 TOYZ synthetic humans. I went for a couple of these, got 3 of them. Really cheap overseas sites. So I was like, you know what? Let me just army build them right here. And then I think on BBTS they're on there, but they usually go for a little bit higher. So I got 3 of those guys. Also got my boy Hellboy. His name is Hellboy. I know if you guys ever watched Pop Culture Philosophers. Rocky and Robbie Phillips used to do this song. He used to go, his name is Hellboy. So finally got this 1000 TOYZ Hellboy, man. This thing is awesome. It's not what I expected as far as like how it would feel. It has kind of like a little bit of like a rubbery type of torso, but I like it, man. It's nice. And it's just, I don't know. It like moves really good for like the sculpt of it. The soft goods, the wired coat, like it's awesome. I was like, man, I needed a Hellboy, so I was like, let me go in for that. And then also fucking caught the reissue of the Daredevil. You guys liking that series, man? Is it still good for you guys? Because I don't know, it's just getting kind of stupid, you know. The last episode with the Punisher, actually, sorry for the spoilers. It was all right. Like the Punisher's parts were cool. Man, speaking of Punisher, got my Ramen EV, the economical Vans. This thing's all right. I like it. It's dope. I didn't put the Punisher in there, but yeah, it's a little bit of a squeeze, but you could definitely get it. Yeah, I was like, dude, when I got this, I was like, why am I buying this stupid shit? It's like I don't fucking need it. But it's cool. It's got like magnets and stuff, so just be kind of careful with that stuff. But I like it because it doesn't like it won't break off, you know. Like if you kind of move that stuff, like it'll just pop off, you know. And like I was saying, MMPR fans, got my MEZCO MMPR set. I got it from Big Nerdy, but I haven't unboxed it yet because fuck man, like a couple weeks ago there was like an earthquake here, and that shit knocked over a bunch of my shit. So I've just been kind of like trying to clean some of my shelves and stuff, kind of rearrange some stuff, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna end up doing that. And then that's it. That's all I got this week. The last couple of weeks, at least. Gotta fucking slow down a bit because shit is getting more expensive, man. We're gonna talk about that today too. Fuck's going on, man? BBTS, what the fuck are you guys doing? But yo, yeah, we'll get into that as we get into the toy news and stuff. But let me say what's up to the chat because the chat's already kind of sliding in here. We got Darth G in the building. This is good evening, gentlemen. Yo, Darth, man, welcome back to the show. B Rivera's in the house. This is yo, what up, B? Let's get with you, man. Talk some MEZCO. Every time I see B, I'm like, this guy wants to talk to MEZCO. We got Ghost Tab in the building. He says, hello, everybody. Yo, Ghost Tab, what up, man? Must have saw that thumbnail. He wants to talk about sandals. Big Wars Chainsaw Man open shirt tees. Let's go. Yeah, I saw that. We're gonna talk about that one. Let's see what's up with that. What's up with their new model to show stuff off? It's like a silhouette image. Tyler L is in the building. He says, yo, Mario, Ty, what's up, man? Andy's in the house. He says, hey, yo, real figures, baby. Let's get real. What's up, Andy's? I just found this channel. Do you report on action figure news? My man, Codenames. Yo, welcome, Codenames. Earthquake Fool, I didn't feel anything. Yeah, it was like a few weeks back. But yeah, it hadn't knocked over too much of my stuff, but it knocked over a couple of things on my top shelf. So I was like, you know what? Let me just start wiping this shit down. Codename says tariffs, BBTS. Is that what's going on? Is that what they're blaming? We got Hard, Fast, and Ugly in the building. He says, what's up? Carnagales. Man, what's up, Hard, Fast? But yo, like I said, let's get into some of the toy news. Oh, we got Dark Bulb sliding in here. He says, hey, yo, what up, Dark Bulb? And then yeah, like I said, we can kind of just jump in here, man, because one thing that's not affecting the prices, the tariffs aren't affecting, is the snake battle suit, man. This thing is freaking awesome. Like I was actually, I gotta eat my words, man. Hasbro made me eat my words this week, man. I thought this thing was gonna be at least 140. I said 120, 140. Like, you know, it's kind of a big piece, you know. Kind of knowing Hasbro, always doing Hasbro, you know, they got maximum prices sometimes. I was like, yo, this thing is not going to be cheap. You know what I mean? I think the one thing that people always count on though with G.I. Joe is that it is an in-house brand. Like, they don't have to pay a licensing fee. And even though we don't know those numbers, you know, some of the times with like the Marvel stuff, there is that extra cost that goes into making stuff, you know. They say that the same thing about Star Wars. So I always feel like G.I. Joe is like a special kind of treat when it comes from Hasbro, you know. So them showing this snake battle suit off, it's already been shown off at multiple cons. Kind of a slow rollout to the year for multiple toy companies to show stuff off. It's like they've been doing all these cons. I feel like every month there's like a number of, you know, a handful of cons going on. And, you know, some of the bigger ones like the Hasbro 10s, they always kind of want to show cool stuff off that's, you know, showstopper items. And I think this was one of them. So yeah, people were kind of wondering the price because, you know, obviously it fits a whole figure in there. You know, that was probably the first guess that people had was how was this thing gonna fit an action figure? And man, they were able to mod this thing, you know, kind of give it a little bit of a girth up top in the torso area to yeah, allow a figure to fit in there, man. So you got this infantry soldier in there. So yeah, it fits pretty cool. The kind of windshield on it, it kind of allows for you to see the figure inside. So that is pretty awesome. I think without that feature, it wouldn't be as cool, you know, even though, you know, there's a figure in there. If you weren't able to see it in there, you know, with any kind of lighting or anything, I just think it wouldn't be as cool, you know. And so them kind of knowing that and taking that into account was pretty awesome. And yeah, like I said, man, I was guessing this thing was going to be 120 because just seeing everything it comes with, like the accessories it comes with, is pretty awesome. It's got like a fucking flamethrower, missile launcher, and just the size of it, man. Obviously, like I said, the size of these things, you know, you always toss around that Todd McFarlane quote. It's a lot of plastic. It's definitely a lot of plastic. And, you know, obviously Hasbro always tends to charge us for that shit, man, you know. So to see it's only $75, I was like, God damn. Like, these guys are proving us wrong here, man. Like, and I think it's just, honestly, it's not something to complain about, but it is something to kind of have you wondering how they come up with other prices to other stuff, you know, because I know you guys have seen timeline feed right now. A lot of people are getting that Maximum Spidey in hand, and they're pointing out the QC issues on the $50 piece. So to see this thing is only $25 more and how much more you get, yeah, you do have to wonder how much is that goddamn licensing fee for Marvel or Disney. You know, it's like it can't be that much more because you see all this, it's all new tooling. Like, this isn't something that they just got from stuff, you know, from before and just pieced it together. This is all new tooling. Paint on this stuff is pretty awesome. And like I said, just the sheer size of it, it's freaking awesome. And then that was one of the things that I kind of was wondering too when they were showing this off. It's like in the box they have like multiple you know, of these things walking around. So yeah, like how would you army build it if it was gonna cost so high? You know, I just thought like, man, that's just big dollar amount ticket items. You know, probably just get one and people would be cool. I mean, you know, the size of it, who wouldn't be happy with just one? It's pretty awesome, you know. But to army build it and for them to allow it with that price, it's awesome. So I got to give props to Hasbro. Saying all that, I still didn't go in for it just because, man, I don't know. I don't really GI Joe that hard, but it's like I've always said, it's something that I'm always kind of a little bit jealous of. That it is probably Hasbro's best line, but I just don't go fully all in. I'm really just kind of trying to stick to more of the retro stuff. Obviously, you can't slap this thing on a retro card back, and it would just look so awesome behind, you know, army of like Cobra infantry or your whole Cobra display. Just kind of have two of these things flanking them. It would look sick. And I don't know, honestly, if it goes back in stock, which I think it might, I'll probably swoop in maybe for two, because I think you would have to get two. You have to get two of these at least, you know. So I held off for now, and that's like the other thing. It's just like, man, they show this off, and you're kind of wondering like, where's it gonna go up? It obviously was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Just kind of caught me off guard, but it is something that I kind of want to have on my radar. See if I swoop in for it later on, because I do regret like passing up on like the vamp. I ended up getting the fucking Cobra one. Was this shit called the Stinger? But the vamp was so awesome, and I remember passing up on it, thinking, "Nah, I'll catch it later on." And it ended up going on BBTS, but I still ended up missing out. So I was kind of kicking myself for that. But just like I said, seeing this for $75, pretty awesome. How many of you guys in the chat went in for these? If you guys don't mind me asking, I'll say what's up to more people in the chat. We got Hustle SM in the building. Yo, Hustle, what up? AZ Toy Hunters Guild. Yo, what up, AZ? Long time, man. Good to see you. Aiden Skate sliding in. He says, "What's up, everyone? I'm late, Omar. Did I miss the MEZCO giveaway?" Not yet, bro. Nah, you still in line for that. Don't worry, man. The Cobra Mech is dope. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And like I said, it really took me by surprise seeing how cheap it was, man. I was very surprised, happily surprised. Even if it's for something I'm not getting, I could still be happy about like them kind of delivering such a awesome piece, such a great price. Like it's just sick, and I'm sure the people that did go in for it are stoked for it. For this week, I got the NECA Tatsu and the McFarlane Spawn 2099, the Deviant. Oh, right on, my man. Go Steph. I was really digging that Deviant, man. Todd's crazy right now. He's dropping all kinds of stuff. Thor is in the building. Says hi, Omar. Yo, Thor, what up? Hustle says in 2025, MSRP for the Maximum Spidey is the new $25. Yeah, like I said, but when you see something like this, like just look at this. This thing that this guy's about to slide into is $75, $25 more, and you get all this. Like that's crazy, you know, all the detail, and then also like at the end of the day, these things are toys, man. Look how awesome this looks. Like just look how awesome this looks, man. The guy that's doing like this photography with all these dials, it's like, man, it really sells these things. I never get tired of saying that. Aiden Skate says, "I got one right on." Hey, I know he's a huge G.I. Joe fan. So definitely. I wanted the vamp, but only for the figure, Darth Gutierrez. Oh, yeah, the figure was pretty cool. But no, the vamp is dope. Like, I really regret passing up on that. I passed on the Cobra. I think he meant to say mech. I might need two of these. B. Rivera. Yeah, man. I think so, too. I think if I see these things pop back up, I might have to get at least two. Because just look at the shot right here. You got fucking three walking around. Like, this is sick, man. You got the infantry, you know, flanking this thing, like running behind it. It's so awesome. You know, I'm going to make a trans action figure called G.I. Don't Know. Oh, man, hard fast. Coming in hard fast. Sold out for now. I feel they're re-releasing other colorway snake armor. Yeah, I've heard. I was actually watching 3POA yesterday, and Bobby was talking about that. I think that like the Palette Toy one or something was that like Action Force was like a red one, and then I think they did like a blue version of this. So yeah, man, I think they're gonna get plenty of reuse out of it, but it is just cool coming out the gates. Fair price, man. Give people opportunities to really buy some of these pieces, man. And I feel like any kind of sense of regret, you know, because sometimes we buy stuff, and not to say the stuff that we get is just we're buying trash stuff. Like this stuff is coming out is awesome, but sometimes I'll buy something and I'm like, man, did I really need to get this? Did I really need to, you know? Because man, like I said, I was like trying to move stuff around on my shelf. I'm like, man, I gotta find a place for this now. This is huge. This thing is like big, dude. And I'm like, for just one character, my Punisher, I'm like, yeah, you know, you can still have fun with it in other ways, but I don't know. Sometimes I kind of think about that now. Like, man, I gotta really slow down and not buy stuff that I even want to have a little bit of sense of regret. Not to say that this would be one, but now I'm looking at that Maximum Spidey, and I'm starting to think, you know what? That might be one that I regret. I don't want to get a fucked up one, man. Because then I'm gonna feel fucked up when I return it to Amazon. I was able to get one. If I can get another, would you be interested, Omar? Snake armor, of course, at MSRP. Oh, hey, hustle. Yeah, if you got an extra one, man, I'll definitely message you and stuff. But like I said, I think this thing might swoop back in stock, man. It's like I always say with those initial sellouts for stuff. It's like they kind of just they want to kind of like put it out there and make it feel limited, not give people an opportunity to think about it so much. You see these pieces go up, and it's like, yo, buy it now before it sells out. Like that's what everybody thinks, and then at a great price, it's like, man, who wouldn't think to buy multiples of these? And obviously you got the scalpers still out there. They're still out there, guys. I know it's not COVID anymore, but there's still scalpers out there. You probably search this on eBay right now. And yeah, it's definitely not $75 there. So Ghost Tab, thoughts on CT Toys Gambito? I saw that, man. I'm actually gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Gambit, dude. I mean, if not for nothing, bro, like that soft goods trench coat that they're working on, like his coat that he has, like it's still gonna be wired and everything. Even for that is worth the price, Conaze's maximum ripoff. Yeah, I think I might have to cancel that, man. I don't want to get a fucked up one, but I don't know. I still want to get my hands on it, but I've been seeing those images floating around, and that's not cool, man. That is not cool. Gambit by CT Toys, I'm sold. Yeah, man. It's crazy. I feel like Medicom, they really feel like dumbasses because some of this stuff is stuff that people wanted for the longest, like reissue this. People are still waiting for that brown suit Wolverine. To the point, these guys have not only bootlegged the brown suit, but now they're bootlegging the brown suit with the Wolverine head sculpt. It's like, bro, put it out there. People want it, man. I had to swoop in for this Daredevil fucking. The CT Toys probably gonna make one. I think they're already kind of floating one around, aren't they? Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna reissue the Captain America. They have to. Like, you have to be on top of that stuff, man. Because shit, sometimes people miss out initially, and you could always just make more. I mean, who knows really how the licenses work and stuff, but like, yeah, if they own all that stuff, like the sculpts and everything, and you can make more, you should make more always, I think, but yo, moving on from here, we still got a couple more G.I. Joe reveals. The rest of the wave went up also on online retailers. Kind of looked at these figures also past couple of weeks. So we got Law and Order. So is that $45 unless you're on shopping on BBTS, in which case it's gonna be $50 because yeah, according to my man code names, the tariffs. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to see that though, and it's like, is that a sign that this bubble might burst? Are we really oversaturating the market with toys to the point that online retailers are just flooded with inventory? They can't move. Product it might be dope, but man, like I said last week, we were talking about the Dragon, or 2 weeks ago. Man, times are tight right now, man. A lot of stuff's going up, not just toys. You go grocery shopping, you can go to Home Depot, and if you want to build something, like the cost of wood has gone up, all kinds of supplies have gone up, so everything is just naturally getting more expensive. So some of the times these luxury items, they gotta take a back seat to stuff. So I don't see product moving as fast as it moved 2-3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago when the pandemic hit. Definitely not selling that amount. So man, to see the prices kind of going up across the board on BBTS, it is kind of a moment to pause and kind of really analyze stuff. Like, yo, is this hobby really going somewhere? I know I'd be thinking that if I was a toy manufacturer, so when you start seeing these articles about Hasbro trying to pivot away from making toys, like people point out, you're a toy company, you should, hey man, the shit's not making you money and it's not making sense, so like, yeah, I am starting to think that, because I even see that now. Look at McFarlane Toys. Obviously they lost a DC license. They're not showing off too much crazy stuff this year. Obviously they have the rest of the year to show off DC stuff, but it's gonna be kind of slow as far as reveals go. We've been talking about this G.I. Joe wave for like the past 3-4 weeks since they were revealed. So it's like, it's just taking a look at it again and again and again, and then the pre-order goes up. So Like I haven't even picked up any of the past figures with dogs in them. I think one went on sale today for $30, the one with the pit bull. And it looked pretty cool, man. But man, do I want to pay $30 for just a dog action figure? I don't know. And the same thing I could say about this. Like, I don't really want this guy, Law and Order. I don't even know which one's Law and which one's Order. I guess that guy might be Law, right? I don't want that figure. Like, I don't want him, but I want the dog. I'll take the dog, But what am I willing to pay $45 for it? Definitely not, But action figure wise, they look awesome. They just look super sick. That I still feel like G.I. Joe delivers, the people that are still collecting the line fully, they're getting some of the best stuff, seriously, at domestic prices and domestic markets out here. Like if you go to Target and you see this, man, most likely you're picking that shit up. Like, it has a fucking German Shepherd with them. Like, that's so sick, man. Like, this is awesome. The K9 unit vest and all that stuff. Like, it's so sick. The good boy head sculpt. Like, that's sick. That's why I like this shot right here. He's like, get his ass, motherfucker. Get him. He got his ass. Like, that's so awesome. So yeah, definitely a cool release. And yeah, maybe, I don't know, I definitely got to backtrack because I want to get those pit bulls. I want to get that the Rottweiler. I never got any of those, man, but they look so awesome. Just to have dog action figures is cool as fuck, man. Like, just that alone, Darth says, I'm getting the Law and Order only for the handsome German Shepherd. Yeah, Darth has a German Shepherd. So yeah, that's awesome, man. It's the tariffs. I voted for this. Darth Gutierrez, your shit from entertainment. I should get it this week. Oh, okay. Side convos. Yeah, even if it's the tariffs, man, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too political on here all the time and stuff, but hey, the world runs regardless of how we want it to run, so sometimes you got to just adapt and adjust and stuff. And I feel like toys they're gonna start taking more of a back burner than most people, man. And I think we're gonna start seeing that more and more, less and less coming from companies. Because then from there, move on to Footloose. Like I said, generic looking G.I. Joe, dude. Where I'm like, I guess he smokes pot. I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't know. Every time I smoke, I ain't busting this pose out. But yeah, it's another one. Like I said, it's very generic looking G.I. Joe, but it's cool to build up those ranks. Like I said all the time, I always feel like Cobra's got the easy army builder, so you can definitely fill out a whole shelf of Cobra. So it is cool to get individual characters for the Joe side, and yeah, this is another Pedro Pascal looking ass. Look at my boy Rick. He looks like Rick, future Rick 97 as a Joe. I gotta get this and send this to motherfucker. That's fucking hilarious, man. So yeah, it's another one, $25. But man, like I said, unless you're on BBTS, these things are ringing up at $30, man. I don't know, man. I if I was them, I wouldn't be ordering so much product. But at the same time, it's like, man, unless you're a heavy hardcore Joe fan, like I don't see a lot of people just getting this, randomly. This is definitely not the first G.I. Joe. If you're gonna just start a G.I. Joe collection, you're definitely not starting here. You know what I'm saying? And like that's something you could always say about like Marvel Legends. Whenever they put out a Captain America or Iron Man or Spider-Man, it's like if you were just starting the Marvel Legends line or collection, you'd be looking out for those figures. If I wanted to just start a G.I. Joe collection, you think I'm buying fucking Future Rick 97? Hell no, not as my first one. Not as my first one. So shit, man. Fighting Codenames. Omar, your dream toy line is animals and you haven't purchased the best 112 animals. Fake toy animal fan. Yeah, for real. It's like I said, I don't want the Joe guys. Like, I don't want that, dude. And it's like, fuck you, man. And I won't buy those fucking figures just so that one day, yeah, they can give us a dream toy line, man. Animal line. Animal Kingdom line. Oh man. Chill, Rick the homie. Yeah, Rick is the homie. But tell me this doesn't look like my dude right here. He's smoking the reefer. Oh man, this guy would go good with that Shaggy from Jada Toys coming out. Footloose is angry because he just wants to dance. Is that what it is? Is that what he's thinking of right here? Some of the accessories on these ones are pretty cool though. They stand out. Like his helmet is dope. I like his helmet and shit. It's got like that brush on it. It'd be cool for like, like a sniper or some shit. A rifleman. So that one's cool. And then Blowtorch, another. I guess, is this a good guy or a bad guy, bro? Because I'm like, holy fuck, bro. You kind of look like a bad guy. But then when I saw him without his helmet and stuff, I was like, oh, this dude's definitely a Joe guy, I think. So yeah, Blowtorch right here. I don't know. Is this a good guy or is this a bad guy, guys? Help me out here, because isn't there another guy named Barbecue? Isn't he like fucking a pyrotechnic motherfucker? But yeah, like I said, just action figure wise, I don't know. Outside of the flamethrower, that's fucking awesome. I'm not really feeling this. Like, I'm good on all these figures, you know. So, for me, praising Hasbro having this line and it being their best, it's yeah, I could kind of see this as starting to slow down the hobby, man. I don't see a lot of people going in for these. It's just unless you're a hardcore Joe fan, because then we move on to the Frag Viper, and man, this thing just looks so weird. Like the backpack and the way it launches these like grenades and stuff. It's like, man, that shit just looks extra, bro. You know, where it's like, why don't you just throw these things? You know, I guess obviously it launches them higher, but I don't know. This just looks very, very odd, you know. And I'm like, I'm not really feeling this either. It's something that is obviously an army builder. I always kind of feel like their army builders are some of their better releases, but yeah, this is another one I can easily pass on. Even with like this weird accessory thing, like this backpack thing, it just looks, I don't know, just super bulky and weird looking, you know. Outside of that, the helmet that it has is pretty freaking awesome, though. I think the one thing they were pointing out, though, I heard actually Nikki Nicole Customs pointed out in the chat, where it's like, yeah, the helmet's probably the most badass looking piece, but I guess for mint on box collectors, you would want it to have it on in the box in the tray, and it's like you don't even have that. They really wanted to showcase this head sculpt. It just looks weird as fuck. So I don't know. That's another one. Like I said, I'm good on all this wave, and the coolest thing they showed off was that mech that I still passed on. So it just kind of goes to show you, like, yeah, some of this stuff is slowing down for some people, not just myself. I'm just kind of talking about my purchasing habits going forward, but you know, I'm easily passing on this. Is there anybody in the chat though going in for some of these, even at like standard prices at $25? Because like I said, you go on BBTS for this now, and it's clear across the board, all gone up, you know. Half of the Joe fans only collect GI Joe. Yeah, that's another one of those types of lines, right? Because yeah, they go hard on it, man. And I'm like, man, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if people are still gonna be going in for it the same amount, because not only are prices going higher, but to me they just look less cool, you know. I could be way off though. Somebody could be really feeling this, but to me this shit just looks kind of ass. So and then from there we move on to Dark Lawn. So we got Destro's cousin, and like I said, this is a more of an interesting looking character, but man, too busy for me design wise. It's just like all over the fucking place. I don't like it, man. You know, some people pointed out that this looks like a transformer, like a Bay former. I'm like, yeah, it does kind of have this weird fucking face to it, you know, like a humanoid metal face. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, man. They were really kind of pointing out his sword and shit. I guess it's like his Scotsman heritage and shit. But like I said, anybody going in for this, bro? Because I'm like, yo, where the G.I. Joe fans at, man? People go hard for this shit, and then and then when they show it off, it's like, shit looks kind of ass, guys. Like for reals. You're not alone. 8. What's 8 saying? I pre-ordered all this crap. I got issues. Oh man, 8. See, like I said, I don't mean to like shit talk what people are buying, but like I said, just for me, like looking at it almost like in the third person, because I'm not really like the biggest G.I. Joe fan. I do like it just for like, you know, obviously they're good army builders and stuff, and it's a dope toy line. And like I was saying, it is Hasbro stuff, but yeah, some of this shit just looks like it's getting worse, you know. It's not as fun to collect. And then also when they're lesser known characters, like I didn't even know this guy was a thing, Dark Lawn, you know. So it's like for me, this shit just looks like I don't know. Like I said, bubble might be bursting, guys, sooner than we think. Destro's cousin puts the trans in Transformers. Oh man. Laser Pants is in the house. This is silly to me too, but I have no nostalgic collection to it. Yeah, it's like action figure wise, it might be interesting to pick something like this up, because you know it's got a like huge ass gun. I mean, he has a sword, you know. It's like that's sick. That should be a cool selling point. But man, it just looks like this looks like a Kit Bash figure. Like it just looks like a Kit Bash figure where I'm like, man, if I was just looking at somebody's G.I. Joe shelf and this guy was missing from it, I wouldn't think about it like, oh shit, you don't have Dark Lawn. I'm with my man Aiden Skate. I pre-ordered all of them. Oh man, you guys. He did say I got issues, man. So I'm gonna say you got issues too, code names. When you try too hard and it's a hard no, yeah, this is just a little bit too much for me, for my liking at least. Blowtorch has the Cobra emblem on his helmet. Oh, okay, so he's a bad guy then. All right, I had no fucking idea. I didn't even notice that. Does he have it? You piece of shit liar, Ghost have. That's not a Cobra emblem, bro. That's just a fucking. It's just like a fucking piece of black plastic, dude. Oh man, we're moving on. Hopefully, this is the rest of the rest of the Joes, because I think from here, oh yeah, we got this 2-pack. So the GI Joe Diver Cobra Diver 2-pack. That's another one. Like I said, man, this one at I think this was $45 also, or $50 around there. So yeah, it's pretty expensive for a 2-pack of something that I don't know. It does come with a lot of stuff, but very niche also, you know what I mean? You know, obviously you take your shit into the bathtub, you take a little bath and stuff, like that's always cool. But outside of that, like man, unless you're doing like some hardcore toy photography, it's like, man, you can't really buy too many of these guys, you know. I think buying 2 each, that's pretty cool, but then you're pushing that price tag up to like 120, 180 almost for some shit that doesn't even look that cool, you know. It's attached to this like little storyline, the mask device and stuff. I don't know. You know, I like those when they came out, those Cobra eels, those were fucking awesome looking. But yeah, outside of just already having a bunch of those, why would you want to go in for this? You know, so it's another one that's good for an exclusive, and I think that's what it is. So it's exclusive to Target. So if you're on the market for these guys, be on the lookout for Target. I think they've already gone up for pre-order though. At least on Hasbro Pulse, because that's where I got the images from. So they did go up on there. My man Boncho, he says, "Hey yo, what up, Boncho? What's good with you, man?" Boncho always sliding in. It's how I talk to that guy. He's hilarious. My man. And then we get to some of the render reveals that they had during the stream. So we got the V4 Snake Eyes with the blue sweater and stuff underneath. So that's cool. It's cool looking Snake Eyes, but man, this thing is coming with a little bit of accessories, man. Like, yo, this is skimpy, dude. When I saw this, I was like, man, so your prices are going up and this is it? Like, all right, I guess, you know, they did give us that battle armor, snake armor, but this is looking light as fuck, man. And then yeah, I guess they're gonna have like some kind of like rope and shit tied to this. So that's cool, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I like the design of them, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll get this shit right here. I don't need that many more Snake Eyes. I have like 3 or 4 of them. So it is a cool look, though. I did see a lot of hype on this one going up. Hustle SM says ketchup and mustard diver sold out fast. That's what I'm saying, man. Does everybody got issues? B Rivera, how many fucking Snake Eyes is this now? Ah, man. Like I said, the last one I think that came out was that desert version, right? And that one actually looked pretty cool. I was actually thinking about getting that one, but I don't know. I was like, that's one that I did get. It was the Snake Eyes with the wolves. So that's one that I did get code names. Matter of fact, okay. So I've gotten some of their animal figures, but not all of them. But yeah, they've done so many. They even did that Fortnite version where I picked that one up too, and like fuck, I even regret that. I wish I would have got it for that Ollie's price. I think it was like $10 or something. I think I paid like 40. So ever since then, I've been like, man, fuck buying all this shit. It's just too goddamn much, you know. Ghost says, I grew up playing the GI Joe arcade games, so Blue Eye Snake Eyes is a sure buy for me. Okay, so that's kind of more of an arcade type of look. I did see the 3.0 version of this that came out, and that shit that looks way better. I like that. I like how it looked right there, but 3.0 kind of stylizes them a bit different. So I don't know. And he says accessories low, but color scheme I fuck with. Yeah, the color scheme is fucking fresh. I like his like goggles and shit. They look dope. With the blue, it just has like a dope contrast to it. It's very awesome. This Snake Eyes design is tight, but my favorite is his ninja one. Oh, okay. Obi-Wan, is that the first one you talking about? V1 or is that V2? Obi-Wan says, K Pasa Omar, we'll catch you on the replay. Thanks in advance. Yo, Obi-Wan, man, thank you, bro. You fairly stopping by, saying what's up. I think this is the 8th Snake Eyes, is it, man? I mean, they did that first release, and then they did the generic one. I don't know if you could count the repaint with like the red dot, or did they take it away? They did the 2 wolf packs. Then they did the desert one, the Fortnite one. Yeah, it might be about fucking 8 of them. Fuck, got me counting over here and shit. So I don't know, man. It's definitely a lot, but this one is definitely got a unique look to it where I could see it selling fast also. Yeah, it just is a real cool look to him. And then we got General Hawk. Is it General Hawk or Colonel Hawk? Because I saw the Full Force podcast put Colonel Hawk, and I'm like, man, that shit threw me off, bro. With this fucking missile guided launcher thing, and I guess it's gonna be Amazon Fan Channel exclusive. So yeah, I think this one's gonna get army built pretty good too, at least for this missile launcher thing. And then the General Hawk, he kind of looks just like a generic GI Joe guy, also. So I think you could just army build it also, at least get 2 of them. But yeah, this is pretty awesome also. But I don't know. I got the Stinger and the rockets on this shit. They do kind of look a little bit too not as realistic. They look better right here. The GI Joe with the olive green always just looks a little bit better. It just looks very more grounded, more real and shit. I like it. Snake Eyes is the Wolverine of GI Joe. Yeah, man, they overcooked that shit for reals, man. Ghost that General Hawk Tua. Is that what it is? Oh man, I would probably get it if it was named that. Shit. So that's a render reveal, and then we get a green infantryman. I forget the name of the green infantry soldier guys, but yeah, we get a little army builder coming to the retro line. So pretty cool. You know, you get the different hands, different head sculpts. So you get different ethnicities. But I always credit Action Force. Shout out to Bobby Valla, man. He always kind of did that first, and these guys coming in, because look at all the accessories you get just for doing that, just for doing something that the Action Force did. So it is kind of cool that they are also doing it. Give us more. And then we got a retro bat that is this more of like a cartoon look to him with like the red visor, because this shit looks awesome, man. I always remember that Sergeant Slaughter scene where he's just like fucking up a shit ton of these guys. Like, yeah, that's sick, man. And this is like one of the GI Joes that I still have like the classified of. I had like a bunch of them. I think they went on sale one time on Amazon for like $12, and I just bought like 10 or 12 of them. Bought a whole mess. But now to see them with this red visor, like, man, this shit just looks sick as fuck too. And it's got like a few more accessories, right? It's got like the originals come with this shit, like these flamethrower pieces and all that. Can't even remember. But yeah, this is another one that I could see selling fast. And this is the stuff I like the more retro looking stuff. It's just, I don't know, kind of has a more OG look to it. So that's cool. And then we get into some of the name only reveals. So we got the Battle Armor Cobra Commander. So man, this shit looks gnarly, bro. I did see like the vintage toy of this, so I'm excited to see how they pull it off in the classified form. But yeah, this thing might be a cop for me. This shit just looks cool as fuck. I like the design of it. So be on the lookout for that. And then we got Monkey Wrench, I think. So another one of the Dreadnoks and stuff. How many more of these motherfuckers are there, dude? Because shit, I thought they already had filled out that team, but every time they reveal another one, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I feel like one of their HasLabs this year is going to be more Dreadnought based, you know. So, or the GI Joe HasLab. Is that like the rumor that's going around? So I don't know if you're a fan of that. You might want to be building up this team right here. And then we get name only reveal still. So we got Major Blood. I think he might be coming to the retro line. So be on the lookout for that. And I always remember Major Blood for that infamous eBay post. That shit was going for like $40,000 or some shit like that. I think people were just like bidding it up, like shit bidding. Like that shit was funny, dude. That shit went up for like way early. And man, that was like around the time of like fucking Cobra Island and shit, those Target exclusives. Man, bro, what a fucking time to be alive, man. I hated going to Target. You saw all these guys just looking through the pegs, looking for Joes and stuff. Man, I remember when they showed this off and it popped up online. Man, people were fucking furious, bro. They were so pissed. And then it just became so easy to get for a while. I remember just going to Target and seeing this shit on the pegs all the time. Nobody gave a fuck anymore. Man, that's the one thing I always remember, dude, with the GI Joe line. And I think that's why I didn't really want to collect it myself. I was just like, man, this shit just seems like a pain in the ass to get. Like those fucking Vipers that came out for Cobra Island. I was like, fuck, man. It was like a scavenge hunt, like every day trying to get just 2 of them. Like, man, why don't you guys just put it online, dude? What the fuck, you know? Fucking COVID, dude. That fucked up a lot of shit, man. I'm like G.I. Joe fans. I'm cutting back on expensive figures and going into classic toys like Motu. My man Raceland. Yeah, man. Oh, shit, I also got that fucking goddamn that hero figure. Forgot to show it off. I haven't even opened that shit somewhere around here. But yeah, did get that hero. Fucking got ripped off for that shit. The General Hawk just grunt 2.0. Yeah, right. That's what I'm like. He just looks like a generic Joe. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Rumor has it that was Robo's eBay post. Oh yeah, I remember that people were saying that. Like, oh, this is Robo's shit because they sent him one out for free, no? But didn't he do a review on that shit? Dreadnoks are an army. Oh man, so there's a shit ton of them then, huh? So yeah, they might come out with the HasLab for these motherfuckers, dude. They got a cool look. I know they're doing the SDCC exclusive set, the Slither, Cold Slither. Robo got some hate for getting it first. The nerds were furious at him. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, dude. That was crazy. That was crazy. Kids probably relate to Omar with all these scalpers running the store to get Pokemon cards. Kids probably relate to Omar with scout. Yeah, I'll fucking scout Pokemon cards. Fuck yeah. Omar, do you collect any of the Haya GI Joe 118 stuff? No, I haven't, man. But you know what? I always regret not getting that fucking that Snake Eyes and the Storm Shadow, because the Storm Shadow has like the tattoos and shit. I'm like, man, that shit looks so cool. And then the Cobra Commander, did the Cobra Commander come out? Because I remember when they first showed that off, he had like the vac metal before Classified did it, and I was like, man, these guys are making Classified look like shit, bro. But no, that's a cool ass looking line, dude. But man, they were hard to get. I remember that. I think that Snake Eyes goes for like $200 on eBay, bro. Like if you have that shit, like I don't know how much it goes for loose, but I wanted to just keep them on card. They look cool as fuck on card, and the fact they were like 1/18th, I was like, oh, that's just cool little retro looking G.I. Joe that's like modern and shit. And then going back to the name only reveals, it looks like we're gonna have a Mercer and Slaughter 2-pack. So yeah, this I don't know much about this guy either, but looks like a badass. So I don't know if that's gonna be a general release or an exclusive or something, but yeah, apparently it's just gonna be a 2-pack. I don't know why the hell they didn't even show like Slaughter either. Like maybe it's the look they didn't want to show off. So now maybe it's like a specific version of them or something. But yeah, be on the lookout for this. And then yeah, like I was saying, man, fucking HasLab for GI Joes, they always tend to fund fairly fast. I gotta wonder though, like, is that gonna be the trend that continues? Because man, space is getting tight, guys. Space is getting super tight. Not just for myself, but I can imagine your guys' collections. Like, man, it's getting tight across the board. This isn't the only line of stuff that's out there, you know. So, are they going to continue to do just these larger pieces? I would want them to kind of do, I don't know, maybe like a play set or something. I know people kind of put that out there and stuff. Because yeah, it'd be cool to see, you know. Because one thing they're definitely not doing, it's fucking MMPR, man. But luckily, we got Duarte Studios coming with the My Mighty Command Center. So, man, I was checking out 3POA yesterday, and actually follow Duarte Studios. I'm sure you guys follow his Instagram. He's always got like cool dioramas, cool accessories and stuff. Guy's a killer artist, man. And dude, when he was teasing that he was doing something out for MMPR, I was like, you know, what could it be? Because this guy, you know, 3D prints, he does, you know, like obviously great detailed dials and stuff. I never would have imagined he would have done the command center to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because just such an iconic like building slash like I said, command center. I remember just always watching this show when I was a kid, and I remember just wondering where the hell is this in the world? Where is this? Just looks so alien. Just the structure of it is just so dope. So to see this guy reveal this piece, I was like, man, just the outside of it is just so cool. Where to my surprise, it ain't just the outside of it, man. This thing is like fully detailed outside, but inside is just as detailed. This guy went all out. He has like all kinds of LEDs in here, like 500 LEDs. Just the sculpt of it, the light work, all the engineering that went into this. Like, man, the backdrop to behind Zordon, Rangers. Man, it was just so sick, bro. So, man, he killed it with this diorama slash play set. I say it's even a play set. And it just leaves me wondering, how the fuck did Hasbro fumble this rock? how were they not able to do something like this at a massive mass produced scale where you leave it to an artist to have to do this? Let's actually watch the little video that he kind of put together so you can kind of get into the pricing of it and all that stuff. Because this is killer stuff, man. I was very impressed. And let's just watch the video real quick. Man, so what a freaking awesome piece. Just like I said, looking at the video and seeing all the detail that goes into this, obviously it's not going to be cheap, guys. Like, that's just a given. This is not a toy company. This is just an artist kind of doing this, as a man, like a passion project also, man. Like, you could tell somebody that's a fan of Power Rangers put this thing together, because like I said, whenever I would see Hasbro kind of putting out their releases for MMPR, anything Power Rangers, it just didn't look like they had any passion behind this stuff, because they didn't make anything cool, outside of a few of the teams. Like, a couple of the vehicles, the monsters looked okay. Man, I would have wanted them to have done something like this, something of this scale, where they didn't even attempt to do a HasLab. Like, I don't know if they just didn't have any kind of funding going their way, but they outright own Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They should have been able to do something like this, man. But honestly, like I said, when there's no passion, there's no real understanding of the property, they're not going to come up with ideas like this, because something that would have been mass produced, I could have seen this thing going for $500, where the cost of this isn't going to be that low for Duarte to make. I believe he has like 2 down payment formats. So obviously you could get like the 2 Zordons. You could get one that's like you could kind of put your phone right there and kind of have this thing moving around, or you could just get like this sculpted out one, I guess. It's very cool too, where I think I would just get the sculpted out one. I think that one is taking an NRD at 250, and then the other one is 450 NRD. It comes with like the replaceable Zordon. I guess you get both of them. So that one's going to be a 450 NRD, and the total price is going to be $2,000. But like I said, this guy isn't mass producing these things. He's not a toy company. It's just like one guy making this. But it's just such an awesome piece. I had to bring it up because, man, like I said, I just literally got this MEZCO Ranger set in, and man, I wanted to kind of put it in my shelf. So I was like moving some stuff around because I wanted to get like front and center, because MMPR is just something that it just holds a lot of nostalgia, and now that we see Playmates getting the license, it's like they're banking on that nostalgia. They're not going to come out with something this cool. Hasbro didn't come out with something this cool. this is awesome. And yeah, like I said, I was watching 3POA yesterday. He already sold 2 of these things, so I mean, he's already getting some kind of a return on his investment right here already, because this definitely took a lot of time to kind of just put together, dream of, and actually put it together. It's awesome, man. And I gotta say, man, I wish I had half the talent of this shit, because I would have made at least just the outside for myself. The outside is just like so sick. Like I said, man, it was just so iconic. Every time you watch the show, they would like teleport in there. You see all the colors flying in the sky. It's sick, man. You know, and even if you weren't using this for MMPR, like I said, it's just such a gnarly looking building. It's like, man, this is just a cool diorama from the outside. To see that it had like the inside of it too, that's what just had me like wow, this is crazy. You know, I would have never imagined somebody could do this. I would never imagine a toy company could do this, because man, I would have felt they would have, you know, if they could have. And to see one guy's doing it, then yeah, Hasbro definitely could have done this. Playmates was smart. They would put something that looks half as good as this together, but there's just no way, man. You know. Laser Pants says, rumor swirling that Disney is going to buy MMPR again. Yeah, I saw that there might be a series coming to Disney Plus, man. And I honestly, dude, the way the entertainment and media is coming out now, I think it'd be smart for companies to go back to just licensing out their stuff. You know, if I was Disney, I wouldn't want to buy MMPR, but I would want to pay for like the licensing right to put a show together. If Hasbro would allow that, like, yo, we'll put a show together for you guys, and you know, because man, look at the shit that's happening right now with Disney. They can't make anything cool. We're gonna talk about Star Wars right now, and man, I was talking to my man Codings about this like a couple weeks back. It's like, man, like I said, I was moving stuff around on my shelf. I look at Boba Fett now, and I'm just like, I'm like, why did they do this to this franchise, bro? I'll never get tired of like talking about it, man. You know, and shit, they're even ruining their own Disney princesses. Look at the shit going on right now with Snow White. Thing is flopping, bro, because they're not really doing good stuff. So if Hasbro was licensing it out, I wouldn't want them to license it out to somebody else outside of Disney. But if Disney outright buys them, shit, man, that's a huge investment, because I know Hasbro paid a lot of money for it, and I don't think they would let it go for cheap, you know. Especially when the toy rights still make money. You know, they still make money, man. If people should have paid almost $500 for this goddamn MEZCO set. You know, it's like for something that's super fucking old that I already have the Lightning collection figures of. I don't care. It's a better set. You know, it's something that I'll always remember as a part of my childhood is MMPR, man. So props to Duarte for putting this together, man. And like shit, I'm super jealous of anybody that goes in for it, because man, this is just so awesome. And it's like the perfect Ranger diorama. You're never gonna get a better Ranger diorama than this. This is awesome. What is 250? The NRD is 250. So one of the NRDs is 250 for the Zordon head that just comes with its like non-digital. Which is fine for me. I'm good with that. You know, I can still hear his voice. Rangers. Fighting Codename says, I need to check the 3POA replay tonight. Yeah, check it out, man. It was a good stream, you know. Laser Pass, bro. So whatever you do, don't ever try to scoop 3POA. Shout out to Laser Pants. Oh man, he went in on his boys the other night. I was like, dude, it was like, oh man, because I saw this was getting revealed on 3POA, and then I saw another show trying to reveal this the day before. My man Laser Pants went in, bro. Oh man, he was ready to skin motherfuckers. My man Johnny number 5. I'm buying MMPR. Hope this is officially licensed. Oh, bro. my man Johnny would know what to do with MMPR, bro. For reals. He's a fucking huge fan of that. I always talk to Johnny. That's like one of the things he loved the most. Just dub Japanese Power Rangers, cheaper and it's cool. Like Boomger. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that that's always going to be like a cool model, but man, now, like I said, the entertainment landscape is changing, guys, every fucking day. Shit, man, if you guys have kids or nieces or nephews and stuff, like just look at the stuff that they find entertaining versus the stuff that you found entertaining as a kid, and it's completely different stuff some of the times. You know, I don't want to say all the time, but man, even like the rate of how people take entertainment in, shit, people they want to watch stuff for like 10 seconds, 5 seconds sometimes. They don't want to watch a whole series of stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I want to see what Hasbro does with MMPR going forward. Like I said, when we were talking about the Playmate stuff, apparently they're gonna do some kind of AI videos and shit. Maybe kind of retool up the first season, the first few seasons. I don't know. Maybe that's worth the watch. We'll see. Some of the stuff coming out with AI, I feel like that's the future of entertainment and stuff. Rojo's in that says, bang, bang, bang. Yo, Rojo, what up, man? Disney is gonna regress after Lilo and Stitch because it's gonna make money, so they're gonna do more live action. The Lilo and Stitch looks good. Like that actually looks good. I want to watch that. That looks good, man. But I think it's because they're kind of respecting that one and it being more true to the story. If you want a cheap Zordon, just get a 1/6 Vin Diesel head and paint it white. Yeah, that'd be good. Lazy Pants was about to fight the Figure Fight Club for cutting his scoop. Yeah, never try to scoop LP, bro, because my man was about to slit some throats and shit. So be on the lookout for this. If you're interested, go to Duarte Studios. He has this up on his site. And yeah, like I said, awesome piece, man. And even though it's got a hefty price tag, he is able to work with like people that are going in for it. He has payment plans that he can kind of personalize with people and stuff. So he's a cool dude, man. I've chopped it up with him only a couple of times. Like one time I think I was showing off like a Street Fighter dial of his and stuff. Cool dude, easy to talk to. And yeah, if you're in the market for this, I'm sure he's gonna make it as easy as possible for you to actually attain this thing, man, because it's sick, dude. But we're moving on. Something that I also love is Naruto. And shit, man, this week, finally, was it this week or last week? Dude, I've been waiting for an action figure of my boy Jiraiya for the longest time. Where when they put out that first version, remember I missed out on it, and I think it was probably about 2 years ago, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. They kind of put them back out, maybe a little bit of an update on the paint job. No fucking way, man. I thought that figure just looked super off. He looked slim as fuck, where he's not like a bigger dude, but he does have like some size to him. So to see that they're putting out a proper 2.0 version, I was fucking stoked, man. This is fucking awesome. If you guys never watched Naruto, this is like his fucking master. He ends up training them kind of obviously higher than what he was getting like in his little school and stuff. And he's just such a fucking cool character, man. I think when I got introduced to this character, that's when I really kind of fell in love with anime. Because obviously he kind of provides a little bit of comic relief. You know, Naruto calls him Pervy Sage because yeah, my boy's always perving out, bro. But he's just so awesome, fucking strong as fuck too. And obviously in the anime, he's one of the 3 legendary Sannin, so one of these 3 legendary shinobi. And they're all strong. They're all strong as fuck. So to see that this dude became Naruto's like master and stuff, like, obviously, you know, Naruto was getting trained by somebody fucking of this caliber. It's, you know, he's gonna come out fucking strong as well. So it comes with the Sage mode also. So he has like fucking toad power. So there's 2 fucking toads on his fucking shoulders. I want to see how that ports in because I was kind of wondering about that. But yeah, this dude is sick as fuck. And the episode where he goes out, man, to fucking where he's fighting Pain, like right here on the left, you can kind of see a little bit of that Akatsuki robe and stuff. Oh man, that shit will make you fucking cry if you're a Naruto fan. I don't care how old you are. That shit'll make you cry, bro. Cause man, he fucking gives him a run for his money, but it was just too much, man. He was fighting like fucking, how many was it? Like 6 or 7 of them? And dude, it was just like a fucking barrage on this dude, man. He does not come out alive, but it was just so cool seeing how he was gonna face this. You know, he wanted to kind of discover who this guy was, this dude Pain. And yeah, he discovers it. He ends up finding out and stuff. It was actually one of his like former students also. But it's kind of crazy. And I remember those episodes was just like so creepy, man, because that fucking village hidden in the rain and shit, it's just like such a creepy ass place. Like, man, I remember watching that, like, dude, yeah, you knew this dude wasn't coming out alive. And yeah, it's cool to kind of have him like obviously for his like kid mode and stuff. So this is like Naruto when he was like younger and shit, when he kind of first meets him. So you're able to kind of get some cool poses like that. And then obviously in Shippuden where he gets like aged up and stuff. This is like after like, I don't know how many years of training he had with him, but yeah, very cool fucking figure. Cool character. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite characters in Naruto. He's just, like I said, he's comic relief, but he's just such an awesome character. And then this is their past version. So like I said, it's just looked off. To me, it looked off. I don't know if it was the proportion so much because yeah, now that I kind of am looking at them side by side, the new one does look a little bit slimmer. But yeah, the proportions just look a hell of a lot better. Look at those knee joints on that old one on the right. That shit looks like shit. We're right here, it's all cleaned up now. Even like the articulation and like yeah, like I said, the knees and stuff on the shoulders, the elbows, it just looked all kinds of fucked up. That I'm glad that they cleaned it up now. Even the colors are a lot better. They're a little bit more muted because yeah, that old SDCC exclusive one on the right, yeah, that shit's just a little bit too vibrant in the red and shit in his cloak or whatever. So I'm not liking that. And then I actually got a backtrack on the Orochimaru, but the Lady Tsunade is about to come out. And then, yeah, these are the other two, the legendary Sanin right here. So it's be a cool display to just display him right there with like his fucking former team and stuff. So be on the lookout for this. I believe it hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, or if it did, I might have missed it, but it is definitely one that I'm gonna be on the lookout for when it comes out. And yeah, man, kind of revitalized my interest in this Naruto line. I was just losing a little bit of interest in it, man. Because I feel like they were just bouncing around a little bit too much. Kind of the same thing they're doing with like the One Piece line. Obviously they got to put out the main character, his different versions, different power sets and stuff. But getting finally a good looking Jiraiya, I was like, yeah, it got me to want to backtrack now on the Orochimaru. So that's like the dude to his right. And then, like I said, the Lady Tsunade coming out. I was gonna go in for that already, but definitely going in for it now. Because yeah, I want to get this displayed out like this exactly. So very cool, and probably my favorite reveal of the week. To be quite honest, because like I said, it wasn't really too much of a fan of the G.I. Joe stuff. And then we got something that's coming soon from Bandai. It looks like we got a fucking new Chainsaw Man. And maybe this would have taken the crown for the reveal of the week. But what's up with Figuarts now? Revealing it in such a shit way. It's like, bro, if you don't want to show us yet, just don't show us yet. You don't got to fucking tease us out like this with this fucking silhouette image. Because then you got an idiot like me trying to make news out of it. It's a little bit harder, man. So fucking hell. But let me say what's up to the chat, man. And more people are sliding in here. First up, we got Ghost Test saying Jiraiya headlocking Naruto makes me regret not getting the ramen van. Yeah, that ramen van. I want to get that ramen set, the little play set. That shit's awesome. I've been seeing that dude Liquid post that up a lot. It looks sick. What up, everybody? Have a great stream. Got to catch the replay. My man Will sliding in. Yo, Will, man, thank you, bro. Stopping by. He says, I've watched Naruto and it's a show about sandals. 6 Paths of Pain. Yeah, there you go. That shit was, man, when he was fighting them dudes, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's gonna die, bro. That shit, tears start coming. Easy to cry on that episode. Will Flow, Dial King, what up? 104 for Jiraiya's P Bandai prices. Man, that's pricey, bro. Fuck that. But if it's for Jiraiya, I don't mind paying at least $100 because, like I said, they're killing it right here. They are definitely showing out. And something that actually kind of pissing me off now that they're showing off this Chainsaw Man is look how fucking Figma cooked fucking Bandai. I'm not gonna call them SH Figuarts anymore. I'm gonna call them shit Figuarts. That's what they are, bro. When they put out this figure, it was a hunk of crap. It's like, man, I posed her out like one time and I haven't picked up that figure since. Like when you try to turn her torso, like the fucking paint chips, like, oh man, it's so bad. To see Figma coming with the soft goods and then cleaning up those knees, like, man, this is nice. This is a great looking Momo. And I never thought I'd say wait for the Figma, but holy fuck, guys. They cook Bandai here. They should be ashamed of themselves. So they can go fuck themselves with all these like silhouette images of coming soon. Come correct, bro. When you reveal it, come correct. Don't bring this bullshit like this. Look at this Jiraiya on the right, dude. They got people to buy this shit twice sometimes because now it's an SDCC exclusive updated paint. You guys are pieces of shit. You guys put out a shit product, and now you're making people probably buy it a third time. Man, I regret buying this fucking Bandai SH Figuarts Momo. I would have not wanted to buy this figure twice, but here I am. Figma better? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, my man Johnny. This is crazy. This is crazy. Figma Momo gonna be 140 though. You know what, man? If it looks this good, I think it's worth the price. Because even the Bandai, dude. Why the hell wasn't that figure $35 like their other entry figures? I think I paid like $50 for her, where I was like, all right, it should just be standard, whatever, you know. I'm only gonna buy her one time. That's cool. I didn't want to buy Okaruna. I was like, I'll be happy with this. That shit was the biggest letdown. I was like, man, that thing is a piece of crap. Where, yeah, like I said, Figma better. Fucking never would have thought. Never would have thought, man. And then, like Johnny's saying, the pipeline reveals are stupid. They don't fucking stop. I don't know who the fuck this is. Why don't they just tell us? Nah. Obviously, General Grievous coming to the SH Figuarts line. Finally, there's like a prototype that's always kind of floated around in multiple cons. So there's an image of that floating around. I kind of will wait until we see the full reveal, obviously. But finally, General Grievous, I guess it's going to be Revenge of the Sith 20-year anniversary. Little prequel love, man. And yeah, I'm here for it, man. I still have the Bandai Black Series of this, and it's probably one of the better Black Series, but fuck, dude. If this would have came out like 2 or 3 years ago, like, man, that would have been perfect. Now I got to kind of second guess myself because, like I said, man, it's getting harder for me to buy Star Wars stuff. I'm just like, just turned off by it. Just like completely turned off by it. It's like, man, they really fuck shit up when you can't even appreciate the older stuff, you know. Huge prequels fan, but I don't know. I gotta pause now. Anytime I buy anything Star Wars, I gotta really wonder, am I gonna regret this shit? Because they've just done this shit so poorly now. I don't want anything to do with it, man. And even though we got my boy Obi-Wan, nah, we got Obi-Wan. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. I hate you. Oh man, so we got a Revenge of the Sith classic version Obi-Wan, a little bit of an update. So get like a soft goods robe. I guess the first one didn't have that, and then a little bit of an update on the face, but I don't know, still kind of looks off. Doesn't look like Obi-Wan to me too much. I think I'm good with the Black Series stuff that I still have. But yeah, a couple of reveals coming for Star Wars from SH, man. Looks like they might be going hard on this than maybe other companies, because I don't know, has Mayfix really revealed anything? I think the last thing they showed off was like that Mando Luke, and I don't think they've shown off anything else. And then actually they showed off 2 things today, but they're gonna be exclusives to Japan. Some solid repaints. Chemo Jiraiya on the right. Yeah. Who's that Pokemon? Exactly. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, just reveal the fucking thing, you know, so we don't have to play this stupid game. And now next week, it's like, oh, we get the reveal. Talk about it again. Grievous Zord. Hope this Grievous stands. The Black Series version can't stand at all. Yeah, that's the one thing about the Black Series, right? I have that shit like leaned up against a couple of fucking clone troopers that are just kind of have around them and shit fighting them. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. I think it might be a better one, superior. I just hope the size on him is good, more so than like his balance and anything. Because like this dude is a bigger type of fucking character, you know. And the Bandai stuff, that the reason I don't really go in for it so much is just they're a little bit too short, man. You know, I really like that, especially if I have like a shelf full of Black Series already. It just kind of stands out too much. I brought up with like that Mayfix Darth Vader. I only went in for that Mayfix Darth Vader because it's taller. I was like, man, it's taller. That Bandai shit is just too fucking short. I was like, not feeling it so much, you know. Even though the Bandai one looked better, I was just like, it's too tiny, man. One thing that doesn't look better though is this Play 112 fucking Obi-Wan third-party figure. This shit looks like shit, bro. When I saw this, I was like, who the fuck is this guy, man? This shit looks like complete ass. Where I remember when these guys revealed that I don't know if it was them, but that third-party Darth Maul. Oh man, I brought it up when we talked about the Anakin and the Luke. I thought this was the future of Star Wars action figures. Soft goods, MEZCO style. Where I think if MEZCO came out with the official license, I think they would rejuvenate my fucking love for Star Wars action figures. But man, seeing this right here, I was like, ugh, fuck. They're ruining it for MEZCO if they do ever reveal it. I mean, obviously, I think MEZCO, I don't even think. I think I can guarantee they will come out with better looking product. But yeah, this shit's just a little bit rough, man. But it might be somebody's fucking fix. I did see a couple of reviews on like the Luke and the Anakin and stuff, or the Luke at least. They came out with like the gray tunic, and then that Darth Maul. I saw a couple people reviewing that one too. So maybe they're in for this one. I don't know. I guess it's just an itch that needs to be scratched. This is like soft good Star Wars figures, but to me, this shit ain't it. You know, the soft goods look fairly good, but just I don't know. Not really digging that head sculpt right there too much. You know what I'm saying? But I think official MEZCO release, like I said when I talked about the Kit Fisto, it's like, man, they would kill some of these designs, you know. Like, man, can you imagine like a MEZCO Boba Fett, you know, with the soft goods and all that? That would look awesome too. Like, man, and I think they're the only ones that could really, like, yeah, like I said, revitalize my love for this shit. Hope the Grievous stands. Oh shit, read that already, bro. I'm gonna agree, man. Star Wars got me like, what the fuck going on? Yeah, it's just like I said, it's really bad when like I said, the old stuff turns you off. Because I was just going through my shelf and I was like, man, I don't know if I like this shit anymore. You know, I don't know if I even want to give it a place on my shelf anymore. Like, it's just, you know, especially if the figures are Black Series, and it's like, not to shit on Black Series, but they're not the greatest either. And then if you don't love the franchise behind that, it's like, fuck, why do I even carry that? Why do I still collect this shit? You know, they gotta do something to fix that, because that's not good, dude. I remember being just so excited for all the Star Wars series that were gonna come out on Disney Plus, and then watching them, I was like, okay, this isn't that good. I was trying to like convince myself that it was. It wasn't, bro. It's like, bro, this shit is not good. This shit's boring. You know, and they're ruining it, man. So yeah, it's kind of it's kind of hard for Hasbro to get some excitement going their way, because like I said, if they're not producing the best quality action figures and the franchise kind of stinks, it's hard to get excited for it. But I'll try. You know, March 25th, we got a fan stream coming to Hasbro Pulse, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And I guess the big rumor is Dash Rendar is gonna get revealed right there. So finally get that fucking Dash Rendar that everybody's been waiting on. Is that enough to, you know, fucking get excited for more Star Wars action figures? I don't know. It could be, you know, nostalgia is always a thing, but yeah. My man Johnny says Skeleton Crew was okay. Yeah, I heard it wasn't that bad, but man, it's just after so many times of getting burnt, it's like, I don't even want to watch this shit. Like, you know, and it's okay. I think it would have even been better if it was just original creation, if it was original IP. I don't know if the Star Wars storyline kind of was involved too much in it, but from what I heard, it wasn't that much, you know. And the same thing goes with that fucking other series with that motherfucker's name. I already forgot. It's like that season 2 is coming out. Andor. That shit. It's like, yeah, that's like a cool political thriller. You already know how the story ends. Nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore, bro. You know, I don't want to say nobody, because obviously there's still a lot of fans, but at least myself, I'm turned off by it, and that sucks. And hopefully there's a series one day that can kind of get me to come back around. But for right now, it ain't gonna happen, man. We'll leave it to the action figures, because next up we got a couple Mayfex reveals. These are gonna be exclusive to the Star Wars Celebration in Japan coming up in about a month. So we got a chromed out Mando. So this shit looks pretty fucking cool, man. That Beskar armor, that nice vac metal shine to it. Like, yeah, this looks pretty dope. Yeah, I don't know, man, if this is easy to get. I do have the Black Series of this, but man, this shit just pops a lot more. This is awesome. Might have to see if I can get this shit, man. I know I'm not going to Japan. Then a couple of stormtroopers or fucking costume stormtroopers. We got fucking Luke, and then we got fucking Han Solo as stormtroopers. So these are also going to be exclusives to there. So yeah, if you're out there in the Star Wars Celebration, swoop into the Medicon booth, slide in for these figures. And if these are not easy to get, man, you can probably scalp these shits. I saw a lot of people wanting these things, man. So it might be fetching for a lot as exclusives and shit for people that do get them and want to sell them off and shit. You know, not telling people to scalp, but go ahead and do your thing. Not mad at you, man. And then, like I said, keeping it with Star Wars is gonna be a big push from companies to keep putting stuff out. Next up, we got Hono Studios coming with their Stormtroopers. So this is gonna be a 1/6 figure. It's gonna resemble more the Stormtroopers from Star Wars Rebels. So it's got a little bit of an animated flair to it, where I don't know, still looks like a good Stormtrooper, you know. So you could get this one army belt fairly easy. This is the Hano Studio stuff, so it's under that umbrella from Hot Toys, and they just kind of produce stuff to be more affordable, you know. So you're able to army build them a lot easier, and then you could also get the Stormtrooper Squad Leader. It's the exact same figure, just with that shoulder pauldron, and I believe he comes with like this fucking different kind of rifle or blaster or whatever. So pretty cool, you know. And I do like their little display stands and shit. You kind of take that off, and kind of looks like a fucking Imperial recruit poster and shit. So that's kind of dope. Even if you use that for some other kind of diorama or Star Wars shot, that's pretty dope. So be on the lookout for that. And then they're teasing the Darth Vader from this series. And yeah, like I said, it's got a little bit of a different kind of flair to him as far as like the design goes. It looks cool. I like the design that he had in Rebels, and that was another series that was cool for its time also. But man, they're basing a lot of the storylines around this series, and a lot of people didn't even watch this shit. Like when I was watching Ahsoka, I was like, man, you really got to remember Rebels. If you didn't watch Rebels, you feel like a complete jackass. You're like, who's this guy? Who's this? Who's that? Obviously, you probably heard the stories already, but there's a lot in there that's like, man, you had to have watched this series. So if you don't watch this, which is long as fuck, man, it's like, what the fuck, man? Who's this for? Yeah, I don't know. Another cool one, like I said, for Hono, to kind of put this out as a more affordable piece, but I think I'm good. And then also at Star Wars Celebration, they're gonna have this exclusive for Hot Toys. So we get this Galen Erso. Yeah, like I said, this is a Japan exclusive. So yeah, very. I don't want to call him a niche character, but obviously he did have like a big role, like in the Rogue One and stuff. That was a cool movie. That was like one of the last good Star Wars projects that I remember watching that I enjoyed. But outside of that, I don't think I would get this shit in Hot Toys, man. Unless I had like a huge Star Wars collection. This shit is just anti-action figure to me. So I'll be good. And then yeah, they're teasing out more stuff, man. So hot is the way. So yeah, guess they're gonna have a big presence right there. Booth 17 8-8. So cool to see that. Yeah, at least Japan can maybe see some cool shit. I don't know if we're gonna see anything cool from the Hasbro Bowl stream. Definitely not. Be Weird is in the house. He says, have to catch the replay, but dropping hey, you guys. Hey, what's up, Be Weird? And drop a like too, man. Oh, thanks, Be Weird. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, catch the replay. I always appreciate that too. Thank you for stopping by, man. I don't remember anything about Rebels. Yeah, I remember like some of the storyline with like Ahsoka, but man, that's another show that I just kind of had in the background just to say that I kind of watch it, and a lot of it was cool. Like that shit was dope, but man, it's also something that you don't have fresh in your memory, and they're making more stories based off of it. It's like, oh fuck, it's kind of a mess. But keeping it with Hot Toys, they also revealed a couple of Marvel teasers, so more fucking Deadpool from this Deadpool and Wolverine movie. This time is more of a dirtier look from that opening scene where he pulls his adamantium and all that shit. So that's cool, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like this has just been overdone already, man. It's like fucking shit. They literally made almost every character from this movie. I know they teased out a Blade. I wonder if they're gonna do the Gambit and stuff. Elektra, that'd be cool. But yeah, I feel like, man, you got your fix already from this movie. It's like enough is enough, guys. Leave it alone. Even though this does come with cool accessories, also, it's like I said, you get the adamantium skeleton and shit. That'd be cool to display them around like that, just welling this shit around. Man, I gotta watch this movie again, man. Is that shit already on streaming? It is, huh? I actually gotta go back and watch it again because it was pretty enjoyable. But not anything that's gonna move the needle going forward. You know what I'm saying? And then one thing that I just thought was just they always overdo this. These goddamn Iron Man armors, dude. This is the fractal armor one Mark IV. It's like fucking nasty as fuck. And these are exclusive to the Hot Toys site. I don't know anybody going in for this type of shit. They always release these like versions and they just look hideous, man. It's like just re-release the Iron Man if you want to do that. And then also Miles Morales, Purple Rain suit. And like I said, one of the only characters that gets his fucking government name out there. You don't see this getting labeled as Tony Stark. It's Iron Man. And because there's 2 Spider-Mans now, like, why don't you just call it Spider-Man, dude? You know you want to. Like, this is Spider-Man now. Just call him that. So we get this Miles in this Purple Rain suit from that fucking Spider-Man 2 game. And man, this is another ugly costume. Where I'm like, was there any cool costumes in this fucking game? That I heard there was a million of them. And I was like, oh man, I hope they make action figures of him one day. And to see this shit, I'm like, this shit looks like a Jokerized Miles Morales. I think I'm good. And then keeping it with 1/6, moving to a WonderCon exclusive from Mondo. We got this Wolverine brown suit. And man, all new body, retooled up. So it's cool that they're kind of putting this version out now. This is kind of weird that it's like in this X-Men 97 look. Oh, okay. So yeah, from the series and stuff, get this costume going. But it is cool that they retooled this before they put this version out, because Yeah, like I said, when they did that previous Wolverine, he was just too fucking tall, man. It was like I would have hated to have had that. Now to see this one's a lot better. It's like perfect proportions and stuff, especially next to like the Cyclops and everything. It's pretty cool. And then yeah, this is gonna be exclusive to WonderCon. I believe that's going on next weekend. So if you're in fucking Anaheim and stuff, stop on by in the Mondo booth, swoop in for this shit. And then also we got the Sorceress coming to the Masters of the Universe line. So fucking Sorceress, or the Goddess, I mean, so Sorceress Tila, uh, pretty cool looking piece, man. I wouldn't mind a fucking new Eternia version of this, but I don't think they've put it out yet. But yeah, also another exclusive going to that WonderCon event. And yeah, Mondo continue to put more shit out, man. I always kind of feel like their photography is like the better stuff. And then yeah, some of their figures they look fucking awesome as fuck. But man, I just always gotta wonder who's going in for all of them because there's a lot coming out all the time. So be on the lookout for this if you're interested. Like I said, this is gonna be at WonderCon, and I believe the price on this one is $245, and I think the Wolverine is $235, man. So that's not too bad for a 1/6 figure, you know. And then keeping it with Masters of the Universe, looks like they put out this Origins 4-pack. So this is the Battle for Eternia 4-pack, where man, I didn't really think too much of it. Just because it's like I don't know. Like I said, I'm really just trying to get like some of the main characters, and to me, this just kind of looked like a couple of like Kit Bash characters almost, but obviously people get excited for new characters coming into the line, and the same thing that Four Horsemen do with like Pop and Swap. This is like the line of figures that they got it from is like the Masters of the Universe stuff. You know, you're able to kind of pop off these limbs. So whenever you get these new figures, you get like more pieces to kind of do that and stuff. And then one of the things that people really dig is like a lot of the artwork. So right here, they even in the package they got like little character bios and stuff. So you got the Paragon Champion. So he's like fucking from the attorney in Royal Palace. We got the Scale Knight. So that's like Skeletor's like fucking like members and stuff. Then we got the Horde Revenant. So it's like the evil Horde fucking army builders, and the Snake Man's fucking pit wardens. So it's a cool little army builder set, you know. And then one of the things that people really dig is like the artwork on this stuff, because they always leave like these little Easter eggs in the artwork. And a lot of people were kind of pointing out Slime Pit He-Man. So it's like a fucking zombie He-Man type. It's not really a zombie, but they do kind of walk around like zombies and stuff. And this is from the original vintage set. So it was like an evil horde Slime Pit. And they never put out a figure of He-Man, but he always did pop up in the mini comics, his Slime Pit little story arc. So yeah, this dude turns kind of evil. He's under fucking Hordax fucking control. And then Masters of the Universe Classics put out the Slime Pit He-Man. So a lot of people are kind of wondering, oh, it's probably coming into the Origins line now that it's on the artwork. And I always dig that. Like I said, I always like just like the history behind the stuff, because that's where I learned about their past releases and stuff. Even though it's not something I'll go in for. Like I said, I do buy some of these Origins, but this is probably one I'll pass on, just because it's I guess more generic looking characters. I don't really want to buy too many of these. I want more of their main roster guys, but they do a Slime Pit He-Man. I'm all over that. That shit looks fucking cool as fuck, you know. And then yeah, like the little mini comics that it comes out and he starts wrecking these motherfuckers is pretty cool. And then the Motu Classics one, that's just pretty awesome with the translucent paint. I fucks with it, man. I like it. So be on the lookout for that. And then one thing that was going to be originally a Conan line was Masters of the Universe, but man, moving into 2025, Conan is in full effect, baby. What didn't sell in the past is selling now. So now we don't got to get little kitty versions of Conan. We get the real fucking thing, man. Because coming in hot, Frazetta Icon Collectibles by Frazetta Girls putting together a Conan release. And dude, these guys are continuing to pump out figures, man. I think the last one that's come out is the Vampirella. Like I said, I like that shit. It looks very awesome. There's just a couple of gripes that I have about it, where I gotta wonder the same thing here, man. I really want them to tighten up the issues with some of the paint. I've been looking at that Vampirella review, wondering if I should pull the trigger. It's like it's got like some blotchy paint on parts of like the body and stuff, where I'm like, you shouldn't see a streak of paint, like a line of paint on her fucking thigh. Like you shouldn't see that, you know, and I don't like that shit. So I want them to kind of fix that up. But sculpt wise, man, these guys are putting some solid figures together. And this Conan is no different, man. This thing looks fucking like awesome. Obviously, going to the articulation of it, it's not super modern. You know, it doesn't have any like butterfly joints, single jointed elbows, kind of a miss. But you know, look wise, it's a dope looking Conan. The size on them is awesome. It's a lot better than the MEZCO. That's the only gripe I had with like the MEZCO Conan. It's just a little bit too short, man. You know, it'll want to see a little bit of a taller release. So see, you know, for Z Icon Collectibles, you know, putting together one. I think I'm gonna swoop in for this. You do get that destroyer helmet that a lot of people weren't really a fan of. They don't really like it too much. I love it, man. That shit looks sick. But after kind of seeing that there's two versions of it, I think people now want like this like pointy helmet version. And then the sword on this version right here on the right, it's a lot better. It's just more of a straight fucking sword, where the regular general release is gonna have like a curve to the blade. The shield is also different. And the helmet I like, but the shield on the exclusive version and the sword is a lot better on this Asia market exclusive. I think 5K Toys is actually going to get this exclusive version. So if you're on the lookout for that one, be on the lookout for that, because I did see that their Japan store, their Asia store for 5K is getting it, and most likely they're going to get the same kind of stock. So be on the lookout for 5K Toys. They should be swooping in for it, man. I think they're going to get it in stock right there, man. Because yeah, I did see a lot of people wanting that version. Like I said, I'm happy with the helmet on this one, but the sword on the other one is better. But I don't care. I just like this helmet just so much more. To me, it's just something so different, you know, and it's more iconic too. This is the actual painting that it's like representing. This like this fucking destroyer painting from Frazetta. Like, yeah, I want that. I want the accuracy there, you know. And then yeah, it even without the helmet, it just looks like a standard clean Conan, you know what I mean, with that iconic pose and shit. Like, that's sick, bro. So definitely getting in our fix as far as Conan figures go, because they're putting it out there, guys. Is anybody going in for this one, man? Because like I said, you got the MEZCO out there, you got fucking Frazetta Icon Collectibles, you got homage figures coming from like Four Horsemen and stuff. I've been seeing some of that stuff. Yeah, be on the lookout for this, because this already went up for pre-order. I believe it's $98, so it's around that same kind of price point as their past releases. So it's not really breaking the bank and stuff, and comes with a fair amount of stuff, I would say. You know, it's got full range of weapons, so it's pretty cool release. Trash Conan compared to Savage Crucible Death Dealer, my man. Fighting code names, oh man, coming in hot, bro. That's no love for fucking Frazetta Icon Collectibles, huh? I don't know, man. I still think it's a cool fucking Conan, but yeah, I think with the Savage Crucible articulation, I think it would have been better, bro. You're definitely right about that, because yeah, they can miss me with these single jointed elbows, man. That's kind of fucked, you know, especially for a character that you definitely want to see him double gripping that fucking sword, bro. Like, you know, a couple of poses, getting that in and stuff. And I don't want to say I don't know. I can definitely guarantee you that's not gonna hit it right here. So yeah, that's kind of a miss. I'll get the Conan for my Savage Crucible figures. Yeah, even if you want to pop this head on a Savage Crucible and, you know, some of the accessories, I think that'll work. You know, they got their barbarian bodies coming out a couple months. Like, hey man, don't knock it, bro. Don't knock it until you try it, bro. Oh man, bro, my dumbass got 6 MEZCO Conans. I think I'm good. B Rivera, bro, hit the market, hit the eBay with that shit. I would have been selling them things, bro. They were going for like 350 at a time. At one point, I was like, fuck. I remember one time somebody posted a fucking link, and it was like a spam link or some shit, and it was like stealing people's like credit card information. That figure was like a hot ticket, bro. People were not even thinking about where they were ordering shit from. They just saw it in stock and started putting their information on there. I remember just laughing, you idiots. But yeah, it's a cool Conan. I think I'm in for it. Just like I said, scope wise, it's hitting it. And if I'm not really too happy with the articulation on it, like I said, you get the opportunity to put some of these accessories on the Savage Crucible Barbarian, and there you fucking go, man. You know, you're good to go, bro. Because speaking of Savage Crucible, next up we move into the Harvinger Studios Death Dealer coming from the Frazetta Art Museum collab. So different Frazetta fucking family members licensing out their grandfather's work. Hey, that's awesome, bro. And I feel like as a consumer, we're winning, man. We're fucking winning. Like, this is awesome. And it's just like I said, when you got franchises like Star Wars dropping the ball, and then you look towards G.I. Joe, and it looks like they're kind of meandering around with like lesser known characters. It's like, oh, where's other stuff? Where's the new crack? You know, and getting into some of these fantasy line figures, man, being done so well by these companies, it's fucking awesome. You know, so it's fucking sick. And this Death Dealer from Harbinger Studios has got to be the cream of the crop, bro. This is fucking awesome. And this is what people have been waiting for. Stuff like this at fucking awesome prices, man. Because like that fucking snake armor, I didn't think this thing was going to be less than $100. I thought it was actually going to be just $1 short of 100. I thought it was going to be $99, man. Because just looking at it, I was like, man, scope wise, it's awesome. It's offering, like I said, that fucking Harbinger Studio Savage Crucible type articulation, where you got like these fucking butterfly joints coming from the back, double jointed knees, the range on the elbows. It's like a double joint, but it's like a joint inside of like the bicep kind of. It's weird, but you're able to fucking like dual grip weapons, you know. And yeah, for such an iconic fucking character, man, it needed to be done this way. It needed to be done this way, man. I have the fucking MEZCO. I regret not selling it. I thought it was good on Death Dealer figures because I did kind of have my eye on that loose collector one. Obviously, that price is a huge fucking turnoff with his piece. And the one thing that got me thinking this was gonna be $99 or 100 was I remember when that loose collector joint came out. What was the talk? Why is this shit so expensive? This motherfucker said the license holder. The license holder, my ass. Look at this shit coming in at a fucking great price. $60, man. $60 for the early bird. $70 if you just want to put a deposit down for $5. That's fucking awesome. You know, that's awesome. It's the best of both worlds. You could pay up front, save yourself a little bit, or you could just put $5 down and, you know, you'll get it when it arrives. And it's just guaranteed sales for these guys, because you're putting together such an awesome piece at a great price. You know, you'd be stupid not to pre-order this thing. Like, you'd be stupid not to pre-order multiples of these, because this shit is just so sick. Like, you're definitely going to want to have an extra one. I am, you know, I pre-ordered one at full price, and then I got one just with the NRD. I'll, you know, charge for that later, but I got to get my hands on this thing. It's just so awesome. And shout out to PL Toy Box Photography, man. Shout out to Pablo. I saw him putting together the photo for this shit. And when I saw the images, I was like, man, it looks like Pablo's work. So shout out to him, man. He killed it with this. It's cool that they're even doing that, like reaching out to like people from the community to take like photography of it. I know we always see like the Four Horsemen do it with Trevor and stuff. It's cool to see other photographers get out there and too and stuff. I've always seen his work with like the Plunderlings guys. He kills it, man. He kills that shit. So shout out to fucking Rob for finding some of these like other photographers out there, not just going to the same batch of guys and stuff. But going back to the figure, man, I was actually watching the live stream where they were kind of revealing this. It was on the Savage Crucible YouTube channel, and yeah, they were talking to the grandson, Frank Frazetta Jr. And man, he was just talking about like just this character wise and his grandfather like designing it, painting it out. And it was like a character that he created out of almost like spite to like people that wouldn't pay him fair to create stuff for them. You know, we always look at comics now. The reason they always come out with like a new Spider-Verse character is because guess what? If you come up with a new original cool character, you're not gonna own it. You're never going to own it. It's not going to be yours. It's going to be owned by fucking Disney, Marvel. Why would you ever want to put your best effort forward, you know? And apparently that was some of the thought process that Frank Frazetta had right here, man. It was like, yo, you guys want to see something fucking awesome? All right, I'll show you something fucking awesome. He paints this motherfucker out. And a little bit of the history behind it is just such a crazy looking design, but you didn't know too much about him. You didn't have any kind of lore attached to him. He left that to the imagination of the people looking at the painting. down to how, how his skin color, his like fucking his helmet, like the features on his armor, everything. He left that to some of the imagination of the people looking at the paintings. Like what faction is he from? What group of people is he from? Like all this stuff. Never told anybody. He just kind of heard people's opinions on it and kind of was like, yeah, that works. Yeah, whatever you think, so getting to see different versions of him throughout like all of his paintings and stuff is cool. And fucking Harbinger Studios coming with like this cool feature where you can swap out like the guards on his mouth, the horns. So you get this 8 faces of death, mix and match helms, horns, faceplates for your favorite look, man. So like I said, man, it'd be fucking crazy if motherfuckers going for 8 of these. And I heard some people doing that in the chat. They were typing that out. They were gonna go in for 8. I wouldn't do all that myself, but it is fucking awesome that you are getting that. You're getting like these different types of looks, like with just the same figure, and just that helmet and shit just being, changed around a bit. Like that's awesome. I never would have thought that it was so different. But when you look at all the versions of it, all the combinations, it's like, oh yeah, you can definitely get creative with like swapping it with this or swapping it with that and swapping it with this. So that's fucking genius. And like I said, going back to just the price of it, fucking awesome, dude. Like I said, I thought this was gonna be a full $100 figure. It comes with all great amount of weapons, the hands that you need, the armor, just the detail and the sculpt of the armor and the helmets and stuff, that freaking iconic shield. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be $100 easy. Man, when he dropped that price, I was like, man, thank God for these guys. These guys are doing it right. They're not fucking out to rip off the customers and stuff. This is awesome. And like I said, man, you put something out at such a great price. What are people thinking of doing? Buying more than one. You don't have to overcharge stuff, And it's just kind of going back to that maximum Spidey. You could have put that out at $40, $35. People would have still bought two. People would have bought two. You would have got your money anyway. So that's like, you look at different kind of approaches from companies, and it's hard to even say anything bad about this because it's like, look at the fucking deal that they're giving us, man. And you're fucking burned so many times from companies. When you see somebody doing something good, it's a good feeling, and you're happy to put your money down for it. I know I am. You know what I'm saying? I saw this and I was like, shit. First thought that popped into my head is I'm buying two. That's it. I was like automatically thinking. My man NYC's in the building. He says, "Yeah, let's get real." Yo, NYC, what up, bro? Lock this down day one. Yeah, man. It's just, how can you not? How can you not? It's just such a good value, and it's just such an awesome piece. Like if this thing was like $100, I would have probably still considered getting two because it just looks that good. To me, it looks that fucking awesome, and it's the perfect size. Like I said, the MEZCO's a little bit on the shorter side. I was still stoked with it. I'm still happy to have it. Unless anybody wants to buy it off of me, we can work something out. But yeah, this is awesome. It's crazy when your grandkids milk the fuck out of your work. I don't know, man. To me, it's like I wouldn't say I wouldn't do the same thing, especially when it's such iconic work. And it's like, I think it's a good way to kind of continue your grandfather's legacy, bro. Because it's like, Frank Jr. was talking about, that museum that he works at and stuff. It's awesome. I want to go out there one day and check it out, bro, just to see all the artwork that's there. And yeah, you could tell they love knowing about like their grandfather's work, and they've taken the time to do that. You look at other creators sometimes, bro, and their family, they don't give a fuck about their shit. They don't give a fuck about, look at Stan Lee, the shit that happened to Stan Lee. Where was his family, bro? Where was his family to say, no, our grandfather was iconic, and his work lives on forever. We got to take control of this. We got to understand it. Sometimes you got to just put your shit on pause for something greater than you. And I feel like these guys, wouldn't say that they're taking advantage of it, but they're definitely continuing the legacy on the best way that they could. And it's like, whether it's putting reprints out of the artwork, books together, action figures, I'm for it. And like I said, I think the consumer benefits also, because then we get this shit in hand. We get the plastic crack, bro. So I don't know. It's just, obviously you see some other times other creators, yeah, their family definitely kind of will milk some of their stuff, but I don't see it here because, just like I said, listening to the interviews that even like the Frazetta girls, Sarah Frazetta, they have a lot of passion for this stuff too. Like I said, the passion is continuing the legacy of their grandfather, man. But yeah, we'll see. Because Gomez says, let's pimp out grandpa, kids. It's just, I don't know. To me, I don't knock it, because like I said, we're the ones benefiting from it. We're the ones getting the fucking action figure. Because what if they said nope? What if they came a knocking and said, hey, we want to make action figures? Nope, 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 nope. How many times has people said, Todd, fucking, I can only imagine an Amazing Yamaguchi Spawn figure. The creator doesn't want to do it, then fucking he ain't gonna fucking do it. Somebody approached these guys, hey, we want to make a Death Dealer action figure. Nope, 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 nope. Gotta protect my grandfather's work. Nope, nope, nope. Any third party company pops up, we're fucking cease and desisting them motherfuckers on. We don't give a fuck. Then who wins there? Who wins there? Nobody. So I'll take this shit. You know what I mean? Especially if it's some awesome work like this. It's like, fuck yeah, Grandkid number 14. Great price. Yeah, great price, man. Exactly. So yeah, continuing to see fucking Harbinger Studios win is awesome. And I'm excited to see what's next, man, because it's like super early on in the year, and you already can see this as a contender for figure of the year towards the end. It's like fucking March barely, So man, excited to see what they continue to put out. And yeah, Rob was talking about that, man. What more paintings can we do? And there's like characters that we don't even know, like off the top of our heads. Frank Jr., he's seen that shit. He's seen the museum. He knows about stuff, and he's for it, man. He's like, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, like, let's do it. Like that's cool. The possibilities for these guys to continue to make cool shit is like almost endless, because like I said, when you look at some of the paintings that Frazetta does, obviously have that signature character. What about the characters around them? The ones that like he's slaying. And Rob sees that too. He's like, yeah, those are the army builds. This is stuff we can make. You get iconic weapons, iconic looks. Is hell yeah, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do a bloody version of this. They were kind of teasing that in the stream, like maybe an exclusive in the future, a bloody version. I'll go in for a third one. I don't give a fuck. Because it's that awesome, man. But jumping back to Conan, something coming to the MEZCO line. So shit, my man B Rivera says he's good. He's already got enough Conans. This is one more B that you're gonna get. No questions asked, man. We move into this Conan the Barbarian War Paint Arnold Conan. And I gotta say, man, if it wasn't for this Death Dealer, I probably would have been in for this shit. This shit still looks awesome to me. I do love that fucking movie from back in the day. But man, now seeing other companies kind of do stuff. Obviously, this isn't a Frazetta version of Conan or anything like that, or Frazetta painting, but I don't know. I'm not really too happy with the size on the Conan figures that I've gotten, but it's just such an iconic look for fucking Arnold. It might get me to going for it. The price wasn't crazy either. I believe it was only like about $100, 108 or so. So it's pretty good price, and it not being exclusive to MEZCO. If this thing comes in stock around a couple of sites that I frequent, I might have to swoop in for it, because it is an awesome look. But it's just, I don't know. I kind of want to see some of these other like more indie companies kind of put together these types of figures and shit. Not to say MEZCO's dog shit, but I don't know. I think I've gotten my fix from them. As far as like their licensed figures goes, I still like their Rumble Society stuff, but I don't know, I'm kind of slowing down some of their stuff. But it's awesome. It is an awesome piece, and the likeness on the Arnold isn't bad either. It's not fucking, it's not the best, but it's not bad. It's definitely better than the Super 7 shit, that's for fucking sure. And then this fucking look right here too, with the crazy fucking screaming head sculpt, like that's sick, bro. One of the things I actually kind of was like impressed by it too right here was the 3 different head sculpts and shit, man. So that was fucking awesome. I thought they only had 2, but good amount of head sculpts, because you get the different kind of looks with the hair, so that works. And then the accessories aren't bad either. You got that fucking decapitated head, the severed head. When I saw that shit, I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck? Because I saw this image and I was like, oh, that's cool if they added that. I was like, oh wait, they did add that. That'd be cool to get that in a fucking photography shot, huh? This is just in the air like that. Like, holy fuck. We just slit this motherfucker's throat off. Oh man, that's crazy. I gotta go back and watch this movie, man. But yeah, now people are gonna be waiting for that Tulsa Doom motherfucker. R.I.P. to the actor. What's the name of the actor? Just died. The voice of Vader and shit. God damn, I had the shit at the tip of my tongue again. Fuck. Hate streaming, bro. Sometimes you forget shit. B Rivera, you right. Yeah, you get in this motherfucker, bro. This Conan is a must. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to see this shit in hand. I don't want this shit to be so short, bro. That's the only thing, man. But everything else looks good, man. Sculpt wise and stuff. Like, I dig it, bro. I dig it, but you have to wait and see on this one. And then this wasn't the only MEZCO figure this week or last week. We also got a new entry going into the Gangrene Estates. We got the terrible tale of Alistair Gangrene. Is that his name? Alistair? Fucking pronounce that wrong. I said Alistair. And then we got this fucking Rumble Society character, man. Like I said, more for this Gangrene Estates fucking subline or whatever. We got a new monster looking dude. What was the name of the first one? Sod Cutter. Yeah, there you go. We got Sod Cutter's fucking. This is like nephew or something. Yeah, James Earl Jones, baby. There you go. R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah, we should get a Tulsa Doom of that. That'd be fucking dope. But going back to this guy, this was another one that popped up this week. I think this was only 112, so it was a great price on this shit. This was on March 17th. Was fucking St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's when this shit got revealed, right? Because yeah, they were teasing this thing out. I thought it was gonna be some fucking little weird leprechaun dude. Because it kept teasing out a fucking little leprechaun about to get raped and shit. And then yeah, I just remember that this was revealed not too long ago at like MEZCO RumbleCon or something. I had actually forgot about this dude, but man, such a gnarly looking piece. He's got like the fucking bear trap accessory. The head sculpts on this shit look fucking gnarly as fuck. He's just like got this ghoulish look to him. And then I always do like their little stop motion videos and all that shit, or like their little videos that they put together for them. You get a little bit of a backstory on their characters and shit. And then also comes with like a cool comic. So this Gangrene Estates #3 exclusive 56-page magazine format comic book. I like that shit with the MEZCO stuff sometimes where they added these comic books, and the price on this one wasn't bad either, man. You know, you get the full soft goods and shit. Like that fucking fur thing he's got around his like shoulders. That shit looks fucking gross, but it is a cool soft goods piece, man. You know, like, that shit just looks fucking nasty. It shit fucking smell that shit. It looks so nasty. Obviously, it's not gonna have a smell to it, but it looks like it would smell, like it would stink, you know. Yeah, this is a cool piece, man. I didn't go for it myself though, because like I said, I'm slowing down, bro. I gotta slow down on some stuff. Got some stuff I gotta pay for, but this was a cool one, and I saw it go by pretty fast too. It actually ended up going to the wait list or whatever within a few hours. It didn't really last too long, and I knew it would, you know, because it's just like I said, this is like more of their bread and butter right here. This is like fucking their Rumble Society stuff. And it's like these original gnarly looking characters. It's like this is their better stuff. I always feel, you know, not to say this fucking Conan look like shit or anything, but I don't know. It's just kind of a random release. You know what I'm saying? But when you see this shit, it's like, oh yeah, this is fucking cool ass looking piece. I could definitely see a lot of people going in for this. Shout out to my man B Weird. I feel like this is like this is his shit right here. Whenever they release these types of figures, like this is his shit, and it's cool because, like I said, man, it's not like another Batman always and shit. We're gonna take a look at probably a showstopper Batman this week, fucking INART. But man, something that's this original looking, like yeah, this is obviously gonna sell well for them. Hard, Fast, and Ugly. I am loving this Gangrene line. Yeah, they did that Sod Cutter, and then they did that. Was it the PX exclusive one? They did like the blue skin one. You think they'll do the same thing with this guy? Because he's got more with like a purplish skin. I could definitely see them do like a green type of like fucking skin or version of him. Maybe switch with the soft goods also. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And yeah, like fucking Hard Fast is saying, he's loving this line. I did see a lot of hype on it. A lot of people kind of were in for it just based off of the early teases that they were putting out. And my man Pancho went in for it, so I'll post a link for it. So be on the lookout for this. And I think this ships out within a couple of months, right? I didn't really have too long of a wait time on that shit, but who the fuck knows with MEZCO? That shit's always up in the air, you know? I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't really pre-order this one. I was like, you know what, man? When it comes out in stock, I'll take another look at it. Like now that shit's not exclusive sometimes, that's just how I am. I'm like, fuck. And sometimes it bites me in the fucking ass. You know, sometimes the shit comes out and ends up selling out, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta backtrack and look for this shit now that it's hitting, you know. This is probably gonna be one that I take a second look at because yeah, it is awesome looking. And this one, obviously, one that I missed out on if it sells out because fucking exclusivity, you know. But yeah, that's always my fault and shit. But then keeping it with this little monster theme, we got more Monster Force figures coming from Fresh Monkey Fiction. We got Lieutenant Griffin, aka the Eraser. I like that name. And the fucking design on this dude is pretty fucking awesome. Obviously, he's got like that fucking Invisible Man type of vibe to him. You know, it's pretty fucking cool. So it's a cool line, man. I like the figures that I picked up, but it's like, god damn, man. Now that the prices are going up on this shit, it's like, man, $40 for something that's like, I mean, it's cool. You know, I definitely like this accessory right here where he's like unwrapped his fucking like his head wrap and stuff. So you just get this translucent head sculpt, the translucent hands. Obviously, he's fucking invisible. Like, that's sick. Where I think I would just unpeg the hands or the head. You know, it's like he's invisible, bro. He took off his wraps. You can't see his head. That probably would have been the cooler way to do it. But then how do you do the hands, you know? But yeah, this is cool. This is a cool fucking figure, man. Design wise, it's awesome. Yeah, but like I said, now that they're gonna be $40 a pop, it's like, man, I really got to think about getting some of these. Where after those Delta Troopers, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy more of these, man. But man, I have to slow down if they're gonna be this much, you know, because design wise they're cool, but they're super niche too. You know, it's like this is a Monster Force line. So you got the Invisible Man, and then he is gonna be a Toyland exclusive. So you get this fucking purple translucent one. Where it's like, man, I probably would have just done it clear plastic, like just clear, like no color. But I think they did one like that already, didn't they? Or was it like blue translucent plastic? I would have just done it like solid clear, like he's all invisible. I don't know. Maybe that would have looked stupid too. But yeah, be on the lookout for this. This is at Toylanta. And then next up, we got this fucking, what's this guy's name? Sleepwalker Aerial Assault Trooper. So we got this like werewolf looking Nazi motherfucking dude. And another one that's got some reuse on it. I've definitely seen that body before, but yeah, different kind of head sculpts on them now. So you easily army build these guys. But yeah, like I said, these would be fucking awesome. Now that I got like this Hellboy and shit, kind of get fucking little shelf going with that. Like they go hand in hand with like a lot of stuff, you know. I've even seen people like post them up with like certain Batman figures and shit, like that Gotham by Gaslight. I've seen a couple of people take pictures of like some of these Monster Force figures. And it's just cool design wise. Because even this dude, remember seeing this one at multiple cons, the fucking brain sticking out. Like this shit just looks gnarly. It definitely has like that fucking bad guy, evil guy vibe to him. So it's Dr. Calgary, Master of Nightmares. Where am I missing something? Is this shit missing some accessories? Because it doesn't have like this like little briefcase thing. I hope that's added into that, and they just didn't have this in this little render reveal thing. And yeah, like I said, some of these have already gone up for pre-order, but now that we get like the full solicitations of them, probably get more pre-orders going their way. But are people still in for these at full fucking price of $40? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, dude. Like seriously, this is just like, man, this is what I mean when it's just like oversaturation. As cool as stuff might be, it's just an over amount where like, man, there's going to be some companies that are just not selling as much as others, man. So you really got to do your best to kind of stand out, you know. But when I see this at $40 and I see that Death Dealer at 60, I'm like, I think I'd rather just save up for a couple more Death Dealers. You know what I mean? But yeah, who knows, you know, especially if they're army builders. It's like, bro, you got to figure out a way to make those things standard $30 price point. I know they come with a lot of shit, but man, if you're gonna make this an army builder and they're at $40, that's fuck, you're really dipping into that motherfuckers' wallets. So be on the lookout for these if you're interested. Because along with this Dr. Calgary, we also got Halloween Boy. And this is another one that's definitely stood out in multiple cons, but like I said, for me, it's just more niche, you know, where it does come with like cool accessories. That's the one thing I'm looking at with these figures now is like their accessory packs, their gear packs, their weapons and stuff. Comes with a cool amount of stuff, but when I see that stuff, I want that stuff from my GI Joes or like my Action Force stuff, kind of kit bash. So I don't know if I'm willing to pay $40 for all that, you know. Fuck, you know, the Demon Who Lives, Halloween Boy. It's just hard to tell, you know. It's just like we're getting split so many different ways and stuff as far as like our budgets go. But man, now that I'm looking at it, it's like, yeah, there's definitely way too many fucking Batmans out there, way too many Spider-Mans. People want other shit, man. They want other shit, more indie type of shit. It's just more unique, more unique. And I think people are getting more fulfilled with that type of collecting. But I don't know. For me, I don't know. At the end of the day, like I said, if I have a little bit of regret to this stuff, because I look at this and I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put this shit on my shelf? It's just random fuck shit, It's like for Halloween, yeah, this should be fucking awesome to have. It's probably the funnest figures. But I'm not like the biggest like Universal Monsters fan or like horror fan in general, So for me, I kind of look at it like that. If they're cool army builders though, more merrier and stuff. But for these ones, I'm pretty good on them. And this one has like more of a unique look to them, but it's unique with no kind of IP attached to them, as far as I know. Obviously they got their lore that they're building out. They even got a little comic in here. I don't give a fuck about that shit, not all the time, but here for sure. Also, SM Rumble Society. Why do you keep evading me? Yeah, I should sell out fast, bro. That happened to me with Hot Toy Superior Spider-Man. I waited too long. Now is on wait list or sold out. Yeah, that one went fast, huh? I actually was looking at that when I was pulling up images for that Miles and shit. Not all in at new price point. Pick and choose. Yeah, because my man Codenames was all in for this line, and like I said, they're dope, and it is a cool like indie line to collect. But man, I don't know. I'm starting to look at it like now. I'm like, man, am I gonna go like really deep into this, or do I just want to mix, pick and choose a few? I think I'm just gonna pick and choose a few, but something that's like a more of a signature looking character like this. This dude looked cool. Just a one off like this, like I said, with like your Hellboy or something, it looks cool. But this one right here, it's like, I don't know. Like I've got plenty of werewolves now. There's like plenty of werewolves out there in the market to choose from. So do I really want this one? Not really, because then you look at like his like robe and shit, not really moving that much. But sculpt and paint wise, they're a killer, man. The detail, like I said, on those gear packs for some of those Delta Troopers are fucking awesome. And now I'm just looking at them for that. And for me, $40 just isn't worth that. Buy some shit I'm just gonna take apart and use the pieces to for other shit. I'm like, I don't want to buy figures like that. The price is a bit high for an army builder. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like they should have like maybe for this like signature type character, yeah, okay, $40. You see people just buying one, but if you're gonna have an army builder, you charge it $40 for this shit. It's like fuck that. No fucking way. I'm good. And this one over here is like more signature too, though. The eraser, like this is cool. It's like Invisible Man, like that's cool. I like that. But yeah, fuck all this other shit. I'm good on these. I'll think about that eraser guy because I just like his little vibe that he's got going, Invisible Man. But man, there's other worse things to buy, like the Zack Snyder's Justice League Batman from Mayfex. So another Mayfex reveal, man. And fucking for the love of God, stop putting these out. Nobody wants them. Nobody fucking wants them, man. I'm done. And what's up with Ben Affleck not giving his likeness away to these toy companies, man? These guys are hurting for that likeness, bro. This shit looks nothing like my dude, man. Oh man, I'm done with these goddamn Zack Snyder joints, and this especially too, man. This Flash, please, man. It just sucks for Mayfix that they're so fucking slow to put their shit out. It's like they're making figures of this fucking pedo fucking crazy fucking drug addict that's like goddamn. It's crazy though, but I still see people like in Japan and stuff, like Japanese Twitter, they be going all in on this Snyderverse shit, man. So I wonder if they really like it, or if they think that it's just everybody else likes it, like, oh, it's an American superhero movie, like, yeah, this looks cool. I don't know if they've actually watched these movies. These shits are fucking terrible, man. Like this Flash movie, I watched a little bit of it because I heard how bad it was. That CG, fuck, what the fuck was going on, dude? Like there was like this scene with this like CGI baby and shit. It just looked all kinds of fucked up, bro. I'm like, god damn, they fucked this movie up, bro. So I'm just like, who the fuck was gonna buy action figure of this guy? This guy's a fucking drug addict, fucking asshole. So man, he really fucked up his career though. Ezra Miller. What a fucking drug addict. The accessories are okay too. They're not even that good. So be on the lookout for this. This went up on HLJ this morning, about $100 too. So even the Mayfix prices are going up. Where it's like, stop making this crap, guys. Save yourself the fucking money, like please. fuck, it just sucks that they're so slow to put this shit out, man. Where it's like, man, I want to get a fucking Thanos figure. Like, I only have a Hasbro Marvel Legends, but I'm like, man, I'm waiting for a fucking Mayfix Thanos. I'm like, are they ever gonna do one? I don't want to get that Fig Wars one. It's just like, I don't know. I don't get any of the Fig Wars Marvel shit, MCU stuff, but I want a good Thanos figure. And I'm like, I heard one time Mayfix was gonna do one day, and I've never seen a prototype, I've never seen anything of it. But hopefully they get around to making that shit. I know they got like an anniversary for fucking Endgame coming up soon, but this shit sucks ass. Yeah, even my boy Raceless like sleeping on this. Yeah, this shit's bunk. The Flash movie was a dumpster fire. Yeah, it was, dude. It was just fucking terrible. Mayfix Flash was was on wait longer than Ezra's whole career. Yeah, for reals, bro. Like this motherfucker, he fucked his shit up, man. I didn't even mind him as the Flash either. When I saw that Snyder cut, I was like, hey, this dude's not bad. I kind of enjoyed him as Flash and stuff. He was like quirky, fucking funny guy. It's kind of what I think of with Flash and stuff. But moving on, keeping it with DC, moving to the Rebel Tech Amazing Yamaguchi Isekai Harley Quinn. So a little tease. Got the pre-order coming up soon. That's another one, man. I really dug like those Amazing Yamaguchi fucking Harley Quinn figures from the past. Those are like the only Harley Quinn figures that I have, but I don't know if I want this like isekai anime version of it. Body wise looks cool though, so I think it's still gonna sell well. And the head sculpt doesn't look bad either. It's just like more, I don't know, it's more stylized a bit different. I wonder if you could pop the old head sculpts on this shit, because if you can, then yeah, I'm gonna be all over this shit. But like I said, it hasn't gone up for pre-order yet. It's just early teas, and man, like I said, man, Figuarts is doing early teas. These guys do early teas. Hasbro does that shit. It's fucking old, man, because then I got to bring it up again. So be able to look out for that when it goes up for pre-order. And then we move into probably the hype of the week, man. I've been seeing this figure all fucking day in my timeline. Was it today or yesterday they revealed the photography of it? Because next up, we move into the Batman The Dark Knight Rises from INART. We got this fucking pre-ordering opening up the 28th finally. And I don't know if we've gotten a fucking price on this shit. Has the price been revealed on this, man? Because we've seen the figure. The figure looks fucking phenomenal, bro. It just looks so awesome. It looks like a fucking little miniature version of Batman, dude. Like like I said when this was getting revealed, I never display my Batman without his fucking cowl. But this head sculpt of fucking Christian Bale is just so goddamn detailed. It'd be hard not to display with it like unmasked, you know. And then you get this like fucking Hong Kong grapple gun and shit where he's like fucking breaking into that hospital. It's fucking cool, you know. And then like I said, the detail on it, the way this thing moves. I've been watching a couple of reviews on it from like the guys that got it from Japan and stuff, that VIP ticket. And moves, it looks like it moves fucking great, dude. The texture on the suit is what I'm like most impressed by. Some of it looks like fucking like real leather. It's kind of like that leathery fucking like texture to it. The armor just has like different kind of textures to it. And then yeah, like I said, the articulation that they're showcasing on it. Some of these images kind of show off some of it, but definitely check out some of the reviews on YouTube. That's just definitely like a lot of like Japanese overseas reviews though. So yeah, this is gonna hit the market soon. I don't think it's gonna go up for pre-order anywhere stateside. I think maybe companies, maybe like 5K Toys might get it, but I think this is when you're gonna have to go like online sites from like HOJ or like Ami. I don't think BBTS is gonna get this thing. Maybe they do, but if they do, I think it's gonna be like a higher price point, you know. Because from what I've heard, I heard like people talking about this being like at $110 price point. I could be completely off though, but I haven't really gotten a definitive answer on what it's going to cost. Like I said, the pre-order launches on the 28th, but man, just looking at the figure wise, the only thing that I'm probably a little bit hesitant to going for this is just the height on this shit, man. He's just got like the SH Figure Arts height. And like I was just bitching about the Thanos. It's like, man, I don't know, man. The SH Figure Art stuff, unless they're like anime characters, I just don't fuck with them, bro. Like I just don't. They're just too short for my liking, especially when they have like a shelf full of like Marvel Legends or like DC Multiverse stuff. You know, obviously none of that shit is as detailed as this. Like, man, I don't know. Is it gonna bother me that much? Probably not. I'll probably still go in for it, but it's definitely a little bit of hesitation that I have. It's just a little bit too short, bro. Just like you could have made him a little bit taller, you know. but it's all good. You know, they're gonna do what they think is best. And like I said, this Christian Bale fucking head sculpt, god damn, that looks fucking legit, bro. Like that looks fucking legit. Like, and that's kind of what's getting me to want to pre-order this. Is like, man, I could just display this with like without his mask. Like that's gonna look awesome, you know? Because look at it, man. This shit looks like fucking some Hot Toys quality, some fucking like this is detail, bro. This is like the advancement of action figures in 112. You know, because they're packing in all that fucking sculpt work, all that paint, and then they're still putting together a fucking solid looking action figure. Like where I've praised Todd in the past for putting together solid sculpts, nothing like this. Nothing like this has he ever done, you know, where some of this shit doesn't look bad, but that's what got me thinking this thing was gonna be pricey. It's just how detailed it looks, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna be on the lookout on the 28th where this thing launches. Like I said, there's no real definitive price as far as I know or where it's gonna go for pre-order, but it's just like a lot of chatter online. And I'm sure they're gonna hit the market hard because they've been sharing this shit out multiple places, multiple accounts. Like this is getting talked about in a lot of places. Like I've just been watching YouTube on it, and I'm like, this is only one release. You know, this is only one release where they still have that Catwoman. They're gonna do the Arkham Knight series, video game figures. So I'm excited to see more of their stuff. But man, like I said, the only thing I would want is just a little bit more height on them. But outside of that, it looks fucking awesome. Batman looks great, but small. Yeah, it's very small. But man, I don't know. Man, if they would have just done the Bruce Wayne like without the fucking Batman suit, I would have been stoked for that too. If it looked this good, like god damn, this shit looks tight, man. Like fuck. And then I like this look too without his like cape. It's like, man, that's another cool way to display him and shit. I saw some cats posing him around and stuff, like doing some hand poses with that shit without the cape, and like that looks awesome. Even the cape looks good too. It's got like good quality fabric and stuff. Like it doesn't look cheap. I like it. I like it a lot. But man, that's another old ass movie, man. It's like fuck. I can't wait till they reveal their fucking Heath Ledger Joker though. That's gonna be sick, you know, and it's gonna be a cool collection to see. But then at the same time, MEZCO Toys is doing this shit also, dude. They're doing it. And like I said, I was in for their Heath Ledger Joker, where this is gonna pose with that fucking that Felix Toys Joker. I already have that one. So I don't know. Maybe I get this and just display that next to my Joker. Maybe I don't go in for the MEZCO stuff, but I'm excited to see what MEZCO puts together. But man, they got some stiff competition. Hey yo, pause. They got some stiff competition coming with these guys. So yeah, be on the lookout for this. Like I said, this launches on the 28th, and if any indication on the hype on it, it might go fast because yeah, a lot of people are talking about this shit. Do you know the price of this Batman? It looks really nice. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the definitive price. I've heard some chatter around like that $110 price point. I don't know where they were getting those numbers from, but maybe they didn't even do the conversion rate. So just gotta wait to see. But like I said, this launches this Friday. So I gotta wait to see where it launches and you know what's the best price out there. Damn, that's Bale. That Bale head is near perfect. Yeah, it's like what the fuck. Like, look at this picture, bro. Looks like the actor in the costume. You know, like this looks fucking good. And just posing it out like that, you know, like on the shelf somewhere. Like, man, that's just gonna look so clean. Like, goddamn. And then to be able to pull it down and then move so fucking well, it's like, yeah, this is gonna be a hot ticket, man. So even though it's a little bit too short for my liking, I still kind of want to get it just because of the intrigue of it being a new line of figures and shit. And you know, obviously the hype, baby. You gotta buy into the hype. So be on the lookout for that. And then almost to save the best for last, not really, but moving to the king of DC right now, still holding the crown. My boy Todd McFarlane, putting out this Page Punchers DC Direct Kingdom Come Superman and Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl. So we've already taken a look at these figures. I guess now going up for pre-order, but some of this stuff's already fucking hitting Walmarts and Targets. You know, so be on the lookout for those. And then he also teased out a McFarlane Collector Edition, Grim Knight Batman and Killer Croc. And like I said, man, it's just like every company doing this shit. It's like you just get one image of it, and then we're gonna show you the full reveal later. It's like, why don't you fucking idiots just do it now? Like, god damn, man. And then this was revealed that is McFarlane Toys Toy Show. So a little live stream that he's got periodically going on some of the times. And then yeah, he showed off these figures and that Grim Knight Batman, dude. I'm fucking glad I scalped the one that I had from back in the day. That first release that he had, I fucking sold that shit loose. Not even lying to you, bro. I think I sold it loose for like $80, bro. Where the price has gone down, obviously, since then. But man, I think when did that shit come out? I think I sold it like 3 years ago. It was like 3 years ago. I was like, whoa, this shit in box, it was going for like 150 or so. I was like 100 around there. And I think loose, I sold it for like 70, $80, dude. Man, I was like, who the fuck is paying for this shit? Dude, you can't even fucking stand this shit. It was just like top heavy because of these guns on his back, but it is a cool design to Batman. I'm waiting to see what's up with that third party one that's coming out soon. I don't know if that's just gonna be good or not, but the look to him looked awesome. But it's just like, yeah, another fucking Batman. This time he's got guns, so obviously it's cool. And then the Killer Croc too, just a solid repaint on that Killer Croc. This one looks a little bit better than the Arkham one, but I think I'm good on this 2-pack overall. And then we got a year 1 Batman. It was also revealed during that live stream, and I believe this is gonna be a 2-pack with this Commissioner Gordon, and we got to see this Commissioner Gordon at Toy Fair. I think this is gonna be a Walmart exclusive, so be able to pick that up if you're in the market for that. I would have been in for it if it would have just been the commish, but I think just as we see some of this line come to an end, I think I'm just gonna hold off on like his Batman. I'm like I'm over it already. He's got enough. You know, they got some soft goods capes on him. Like I think it's just overkill. And then another Alfred, or we got a Commissioner Gordon, we got an Alfred and shit. And this is from the Snyderverse movie. So yeah, kind of a random one. I just kind of saw this pop up on that toy show, and I was just like, well, "Fuck, I guess," you know. So be on the lookout for this if you really want that. And then also Riddler in his final costume from the fucking Batman Forever movie. Fuck, this shit looks like shit. And I, for whatever reason, I did forget about this costume at the end. And it was just like that was like one of the things I didn't like about that movie, even when I was a kid. It was like, fuck is this shit, dude? This shit looks like shit, bro. Like this looks stupid. I didn't like it. I didn't like his hair. I didn't like anything about it. So definitely not getting the figure of it. But there is a leak going around for like a deluxe Bane, and people are wondering like, is it another comic book Bane? It might actually be the movie Bane that hasn't been released yet. That we did get to see the Batman and Robin figures, the Batman and for Batman Forever figures, and a lot of people were waiting for the Bane also. Since they did like a weird bath instead, they did the Mr. Freeze, and then they did that huge bat. People are like, "Oh man, it should have been a Bane in one of those waves." Maybe we get a deluxe one, so be on the lookout for that. I think I'll be in for that, just for like a live action '90s villains and shit. Put them right next to my Poison Ivy. Be on the lookout for that. But for this Riddler, this is an easy pass. I think they could have just held off from doing this shit, man. I wouldn't mind them doing the fucking Sugar and Spice. It was a fucking Drew Barrymore and the fucking other chick. Was that their name? Sugar and Spice? So I'll take those figures. I'll take those all day, man. So hopefully he drops those. Put them right there next to my Two-Face. That'd be cool. And then, like I said, I'm holding off on Batman action figures from DC Multiverse, except this one. Nah, I'm good. Fucking Cowboy Batman, baby. So yeah, definitely gonna give you every fucking possible Batman out there before the license comes to an end. And then yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna be passing on it, man. it's just the goofiness to this is just unnecessary, man. But I don't know, man. For all the shit that we give Todd, it's DC Comics putting this crap out, man. Where like, fuck, this week I actually got a crazy email, and it fucking sucks ass, man. I actually haven't been on my comic shop in like probably a good while, a couple months. Man, they're closing down, bro. 31 years. 31 years they've been open. Awesome shop. I was just talking to one of my coworkers about it. I was like, "Oh, you should go check out Comics Factory out here." I live in Pasadena. Man, it's a cool, just standard comic book shop. I'll go there every week. And I got an email this week, and it was like, "Hey, if you got any books, like come pick them up. Our last day is on April something." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Couldn't believe it, bro. Couldn't believe it. But when you see the shit that Marvel and DC are putting out there, it's like there's no business to stand on. Like nobody's coming to buy these damn books. You know, this shit is dog crap. And you know, even though people will say, "Oh, the X-Men title is rebooting or restarting," the same shit. There's dog crap in there. There's nothing good. You know, and you probably would get even less sales rehashing the same stories. I think you can still come up with different stories, but it gotta be good, man. So it sucks to see. Like I said, 31 years for a comic book shop is a long time, but yeah, I think the sales are tanking, and that's one of the reasons I stopped going in there so much. I was like, man, there's like nothing out there with the exception of like the Transformers series. And GI Joe was doing pretty good. If Marvel and DC, the two main publishers, are not putting out fire, who's going in there? Who's going in there? You pick up fucking Spider-Man, that shit was dog shit. They did Ultimate Spider-Man, okay, got a little bit of buzz. Like, dude, it sucks, man. It shouldn't be like that, because even like, fuck, what was like 10, 12 years ago? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as it is now, but now it's like too much like fucking I don't know. I don't want to get into all that political shit, but it's just you see all this dog crap being published. It's no wonder the sales start tanking and shops start closing, man. So that sucks. And then also Connor Hawk popping up around online and stuff. I don't know if this is gone up for pre-order. This is another figure we saw at Toy Fair. Then along with that, a couple of things popping up online also and at Walmart. Next up, we got this fucking, if you're not in for the INART, give my boy Todd some money. Got a Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Batman, I mean. So you got Dark Knight Batman in the Bat Pod. I don't know what the fuck that is on the front. If that's just like they're just like heat from like firing off too much, but that shit looks stupid. Should have just gave him the regular paint job you did with that Catwoman 2-pack. Like, why you fucking do this? Like, it's just a bad pod, dude. You didn't need to paint that shit. They look like fucking dildos on the front of that bike. So I'm not liking that. I would have been in for it just because I need that bat pod, but nah, I'm good. And yeah, no word on where this pops up, but it is a gold label, so it might be going exclusive to Target or Walmart. And then some stuff popping up at Walmart. Speaking of Walmart, we got the Adam Strange, we got this fucking Deadshot, and then we got this Year 2 Batman. And man, this thing is popping up in a lot of places. I see a lot of people posting this thing. Shout out to Dick's Figs. I saw him posting it up. I was like, damn, this shit looks sick, man. And I have that rule, no more Batman. But if I see this, I might have to swoop in for this because I do like the look of this. That head sculpt is fucking killer on this, man. And like I said, Todd going out with the bang. He's got some cool figures out there. I know a lot of people are looking for that Adam Strange and that Deadshot. Those are two figures that were revealed in the past already, the previous toy show that he had. But yeah, already out in the wild, man. So if you're out there hunting for them, they're out there. Be on the lookout for that. And then something that I thought could have gone to Walmart as an exclusive is this Ultra Street Fighter 2 Player 2 Guile. Like, this was screaming to be a Walmart exclusive, but apparently not, man. Apparently Target exclusive for this one. Man, I like this Player 2 Guile. I remember when the Guile came out, I was like, yeah, they're gonna do that blue costume. Obviously, I would have wanted it because I thought it was gonna come with different effects, but everything is the same, pretty much just a different paint job. I'm good. As much as I like the Jada Street Fighter stuff, it's like, oh man, I wanted to see like his other little effects and stuff, his little power set. It's just another Sonic Boom. I'm like, oh man, it's kind of bonk. Maybe a different head sculpt would have been cool. You could kind of mix and match and stuff, but it's just the same all around. Where I'm like, I don't know. I still see a lot of people going in for it. Just because, yeah, man, people really dig the line, and it's still a cool colorway for a guy. I always like that fucking blue shit. And then also it's kind of more resembles the movie, live action movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, that was always cool too, because I remember when I watched that live action movie, I was like, why the fuck is his costume blue? Why didn't he have green? And then when I saw the Player 2, I was like, oh yeah, that's why. So yeah, be on the lookout for this if you're interested. And then exclusive coming to WonderCon, we got this Fei Long Player 2 version, and this one does come with more accessories, so this is cool, man. And this coming to be an exclusive at WonderCon. I think you can also pick up that Guile there. And like I said, that's why I thought the Guile would have came with like different kind of stuff, and I felt like that's a miss, even though you are able to pick up a couple of them at WonderCon, they're not going to have too much stock there. So those are definitely going to pop up at Target. I feel like you could have gave Target a better release than this, man. So I don't know. We got fucking G's up, hose down. Can anybody tell me where to find an action figure of Ninja Gaiden? Go to Figure Grail, bro. They got the amazing Yamaguchi Figure Grail. So that's gonna be figure and then Grail. I think they got that Amazing Yamaguchi on there, and then they got another one coming up on 5K Toys. It's from Bro Toys, so it's like another version of Ninja Gaiden. It's like more third party, but I'm gonna hold out for that Bro Toys, man. That shit looks good to me. But that Ninja Gaiden Yamaguchi, that shit looks fire, man. Be on the lookout for that if you're interested, because that one can pose like a motherfucker. They should have added extra hands. Yeah, the hands or something. Like I would have taken like a different head sculpt. Then I'm like, what other head sculpt? You know, he's got like the grimacy mouth, and he's just got like a more stoic. I guess that's pretty much all you need for him. But I would have taken something else, you know, something dress it up a little bit different. But yeah, I hear you on those hands for sure. Because yeah, look at Phelan, he's come stacked, bro. You know what I mean? He's coming stacked with shit. So this is cool. And yeah, be on the lookout for WonderCon, and then just keeping it with Jada Toys, man. Big news coming out this week. Looks like Skybound is licensing out Invincible to multiple or not multiple toy companies, but multiple companies. So it looks like they're gonna be some prints out there, maybe some like different kind of editions of the books. And then something that they license Invincible out to also, as far as toys go, is Jada Toys. And no kind of information on what kind of stuff is coming out from them, but a lot of people can imagine 6-inch action figure line. People have been waiting for this, man. They've been clamoring for this. They've been wanting this, man. Diamond Select has the license, but I think they produce 7-inch figures. There's a possibility for these guys to make a 6-inch line. These guys are gonna be printing fucking money, dude. Like they're already killing it with the Street Fighter stuff. A lot of people are picking up those Cyberpunk figures. Here, you know, good reviews on those from what I've heard. The Mega Man line is killer. Took a look at the Scooby Doo line not too long ago. It looks awesome. These guys are gonna be printing fucking dollars, bro. And like I said, they're smart for going for shit that no other company's going after. Like, dude, I don't think there's any other company that could have done this, man. A lot of people wanted Bobby Valda to get this license. He actually kind of talked about it on the stream yesterday, where he kind of pitched them an idea to kind of do more live action versions of this. Like, I don't know if they were feeling that idea too much, but I guess just talks didn't advance past that. Not too much, I guess, behind the scenes. But man, if these guys just can produce like comic versions of them or even the animated versions of them, well, they're fairly similar and stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be killer, man. You know, the possibilities for them to make even like player 2 versions, I mean, like bloodied up versions, I mean, you know, like battle damage, like all kinds of shit. Be sick, dude. See like a Conquest, Omni-Man, all these like dope characters, Adam Eve. Like, yeah, this is big for them. And yeah, I can see this another line that they acquired that's gonna sell really well for them. And that's what I said when I was talking about the Scooby-Doo line. Like these lines are up for grabs for any company to get, man, you know. And it's like for the longest time we had like very little Street Fighter figures out there, you know. There's still people that are like holding their fucking soda toys, you know, in their collections and stuff, because it's like that's the best that they had, you know, if you didn't get the Figuart stuff. These guys came around, put out an awesome Street Fighter line, killed the whole roster. Then you got Figuarts coming back, Storm Arena all of a sudden popping up, Storm bringing more of their 7-inch stuff or 8-inch stuff. 1/6 figures coming, third-party companies, Amazing Yamaguchi. Okay, Street Fighter is good now. These guys are not waiting around to make fucking, you know, more Street Fighter characters. It's like, no, they already did the roster. Moving on to this shit that no other company's getting, man. So moving on to Skybound Invincible. Yeah, this is gonna be big, and hopefully it is a 6-inch figure line. But as we know, Jada Toys also produces, you know, die cast toys like cars. They do these like little miniature figures, so who knows what they do, but I can't imagine they don't go in for this and not have an idea to make 6-inch action figures. That would just be crazy to me, you know. So be on the lookout for this as more information comes. You bet your ass that's just gonna be flooding your timeline if they show off at 6-inch action figure line. G's up, hoes down. I just can't stand the shoulders on the Guile figure. It looks out of proportion though. Oh yeah, his like big, like fucking round ass shoulders. I know, yeah, I did see that. They do look large, but you got to kind of drop them shits a little bit. But I like it when he's like posed out, where he's like just got his like dukes up. It's like you see his like big ass shoulders. It's like, yeah, they do kind of look large. Though. You're right about that shit. You sound like my boy Anthony's custom. My boy Anthony's custom would have been fucking ripping this shit. Dara says, for sure, I'll be getting Invincible figures if that's what Jada ends up making. Yeah, if that's what they end up making, and I can't imagine they don't. Like, you know, those things are gonna sell like hotcakes. They're just gonna sell like hotcakes. Invincible by Jada. Hopefully, it's not just cars. Yeah, I think they can definitely put out like a diecast versions of these, like cars and stuff. They did it for Street Fighter, and they still put out a 6-inch figure line. But like I said, I don't see them going in for this if they're not gonna make action figures. Now that they're on the map, I'm sure that they're giving June or whoever's making the decisions to make action figures, I'm sure they're giving them more budget because they know that their return on that investment is coming back strong. So, like, yeah, they're gonna continue to like not shy away from making like action figures and shit because this shit sells. This shits are selling like they're good. This good shit, you know. So fuck, we'll be on the lookout for that. NYC, I fuck with Valor, but that live action idea sounds whack. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was like, fuck. That's like, I don't know. Maybe he had like a good idea in his mind because obviously we can't really tell what he was like visualizing. But I feel like, man, just sticking true. It's like look at the fucking Marvel Legends. Whenever they show an MCU figure back in the day, what was the excitement compared to a comic version? Like people want the comics though. That's the money making stuff, you know. It's like you already have the designs of the characters. You don't need to come up with anything yourself. The tooling is fairly easy, you know. It's like you'll get a lot of reuse, you know, not all reuse, but you will get a lot. You'll be able to reproduce this main character over, you know, Invincible, like battle damage. Like I said, could have got creative with it, but I don't know. Maybe he just had something else in mind and stuff. But hey, I'm still happy that Jada can maybe potentially do it. Jada printing dollars. Yep, exactly. I feel like they're gonna be in the fucking money, in the money. After Invincible Wars, I see them doing other versions of Mark. Yeah, they definitely could do is like costume change and all that stuff. But like I said, I can even see them doing like battle damage stuff. I would laugh if Jada makes Invincible car since that's what Mark is known for, his car. Yeah, but like I said, I still see they have like a huge market for their diecast cars. But man, now that they see the sales going in for like their fucking Street Fighter stuff and now their Scooby Doo line, I'm sure they got a lot of pre-orders from their like retailers. So I'm sure they're like thinking, okay, yeah, this is a good fucking route for us to make toys. However, I prefer Mayfix or Storm Arena doing Invincible figures. Yeah, Mayfix would have been cool. I've seen customs of this shit all the time online, but an official release and you see this at Target or at Walmart, who the fuck would pass on this shit? You know, I think even the casual fan, like right now, one of my coworkers, he actually just started watching Invincible and he's like fucking binged all 3 seasons and he's like, bro, I gotta know the rest of the story. I gotta know the rest of the story. And then I told him about this, not even into action figures, and he thought it was cool as fuck. And I'm sure people like that to see this, they'll be all over it, man, you know. But jumping back over at Capcom, looks like Bro Toys, speaking of Bro Toys, is continuing to put out more Resident Evil figures. So next up, we got Ada Wong. And I think the only thing I don't like about this figure is her tits are too small. God damn, when I saw this thing, I was like, holy fuck, they bursting out of that shit. Nah, fucking Bro Toys continue to put out more of these Resident Evil figures. I haven't gotten in for any myself. Like I said, I'm not like the hugest Resident Evil fan, but I do know it. It's fucking awesome. I think I'm going in for that Nemesis figure that they fucking showed off last week or 2 weeks ago. They put up for pre-order. I'm definitely going for that just because this shit just looks too gnarly. But man, this definitely got that waifu aesthetic. I like the soft goods on this. It's just, I don't know. I just don't have any room for like going too deep in Resident Evil figures. But man, they know. Yeah, Bro Toys know what sells. Exactly. It's like, look at this picture on the right. It's like, damn, bro. Them fucking cannons, dude. Holy fuck. I was like, that's the one thing I don't like. Her tits are too small. Oh man, they're not skipping out there. So for that alone, it might be worth a cop. You know what I'm saying? For the jar getting lonely. Another one for the jar, man. And yeah, you get pre-order bonus. You get that chest size, bro. The chest size got to be right. You get a swappable torso. I don't even care about the rest of the accessories. I just want to see that tits accessory. That's the only accessory that matters, is the huge tits. Oh man, but hey, not bad, not a bad spread of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. That's why I see a lot of people buying this stuff, like these bro toys and shit. Like, man, a lot of people going in for them, man. They're going heavy. That's a Wong size tits on this. Yeah, Ada Wong. I paid 99 for Hitman Agent 47 Tobias Ripper Chessmaster statue special edition release. Did I get ripped off? Fuck, I don't even know what the hell that is, man. But man, 99 bucks for anything nowadays doesn't sound like a bad deal. Bro Toys Kratos from God of War undefeated. Oh yeah, I saw that, man. That was like the first one that they really came out with, right? Or no, it was a Resident Evil figure that they did. But that God of War one really put them on the map, dude. I saw all kinds of people reviewing that shit. It looked awesome. Like I said, I don't video game too much. I want that. It's not Bro Toys, but it's like that first version of God of War. It's like on TOYZ Metaverse right now. It's like the one before he got his like beard and shit. That's the God of War that I remember playing, was like the first game. I want to get that one, but I know it's not Bro Toys, so I'm kind of nervous that it's not going to be as good quality as this shit. Because yeah, that one that you're talking about, I heard nothing but great things about this, man. Where I'm sure if people get this, they'll be pretty stoked with it. I can think of a couple of reasons why. Needs another stand for the twins, for reals, man. The stands just gotta like loop around them fucking tits. Be able to look out for this. But man, Bro Toys also teasing out a Berserk Guts figure. Holy fuck, dude. These guys are after people's money, man. So like I said, shit figwarts. I'm not gonna call them SH anymore. I'm gonna call them shit figwarts. They're gonna continue to put out dog shit. There's gonna be other companies coming for their fucking stuff, man. So be on the lookout for this. This might be a hot ticket, man. This might be the best Guts figure out there. I know Figuarts, they've done a couple versions of them. I think they got another one up for pre-order right now. A Band of the Hawk version, but yeah, this is looking right. Proportions on it look right. I might be on the lookout for this one. So yeah, this is one I'm excited for, but super early look to it. And another figure that we get an early look to is this accessory fucking Miss Barbarian. I don't even know what it is, but it looks awesome too, man. So you get early little prototypes of these figures. No other kind of information on it now, but 5K Toys did put out a little info that yeah, this is gonna go up on their site. But man, this is a cool shit, man, coming from different companies. And like I said, it's like you get tired of like just the same rehashed IP. As good as that INART Batman figure looked, it's still a goddamn Batman. It's still a goddamn Batman to an old ass movie that it's like we don't really fucking need right now. We don't need any of this shit, but it is cool stuff out there. And yeah, it looks like some more of these like indie style companies are gonna continue to put out cool shit, and we gotta just be on the lookout for them, man. And that's actually all the toy news I have for the week, man. Another week in the bugs. Sorry to take a little break last week, like I said at the beginning of the show. It's like fuck. Sometimes it's just you get burnt out by seeing the same shit over and over and over. And then you get like the slowest rollouts from companies where it's like, do you guys want to reveal this or not? Do you want to show it off yet or not? Like, do you want to like just slowly roll this out? Then just don't show anything off, man. Because I know when they show off that General Grievous, I have to fucking bring it up again and talk about it again. And it's like, fuck, sometimes you just get burnt out by that, you know? But this is a show I like doing. I like doing this shit, and I like kind of coming in here and chopping it up with you guys. It just kind of sucks. Like, if you do take a break, and this goes for like, I'm pretty sure all YouTubers kind of feel this. Like, when you take a break, you kind of enjoy that break. It's like, man, you don't have to put anything together. You have to, not to say that this is not a fun thing to do, but man, you do got to set aside 2 hours, 2+ hours sometimes. Sometimes you just don't want to, you know. But like I said, I want to continue to kind of grow this channel. And then yeah, kind of continue to put the show together, man. And one day I'm gonna look back at this. I'm gonna watch like all the shit that I did, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I really tracked all this shit down. For what? I don't fucking know. To me, it's just to unwind and kind of really kind of chop it up with people, like-minded people. Like I said, if you try to bring in this stuff up to like your friends, your family, like, you know, nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about some of the times. I talk to some of my coworkers some of the times about this shit. They don't know shit about McFarlane or Mattel or any of that stuff. Like, they don't care, you know. And it's just like I said, it's a small hobby, small community. So you got to kind of link up with some people, chop it up with them and stuff, you know, share opinions and stuff. And then, yeah, share insights and shit like that, you know. So I always do appreciate that, man. So thank you guys for joining me this week. Be on the lookout for the next episode, episode 46. I'm trying to stay consistent to a weekly episode, but like I said, sometimes if it's nothing to talk about, I don't want to waste your guys' time. I don't want to waste my own time. So hopefully next week we've got something to talk about, because there is cool stuff always kind of to even rehash. Like that fucking dragon funded. Shout out to my mythic dolphin. Check me on my last video on my comment section. He's up as of March 7th or some shit. This thing is funded. And I was like, oh shit, for real. So it's cool that thing got funded. Hopefully we see the full unlocks on that thing. And yeah, we'll be here to talk about it, man. If not, we'll just talk about Black Series, guys. We'll just talk about the Black Series reveals, all right? So yeah, be on the lookout, guys. Until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. Keep collecting, keep buying dope stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.